fucking sleep at night. Blew up for the 1,000th time. Guess I'm always lucky, right? Pop some shit, then fall behind. I jump the gun and take what's mine. Looking like you seen a ghost, moving like a poltergeist. I'm like, wait, what's his name? I'm like, what'd he say, bitch? I don't want your 2 cents. You ain't even paid, bitch. We are not the same. I dropped out in 7th grade, bitch. Came up from the grave. Fuck everything you claim, bitch. You've never seen a trap or a bando. Only time you put a strap is when you wearing Velcro. Say you hit licks, bitch, hell no. Talking like you gonna do shit, but you won't. I see through the shit that you do. Watch me then steal how I move. Your label fake to breakthrough. Fake place, fake views and fake you.
I'm afraid when I wake up I see concrete. Lose my life on concrete. It's too hard to start me. Face, 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 face. All I see is options. Everyone got problems. Anyone's a target. All I damn it, I'm like I'm headed. Kick it ahead, I ain't playing to say tennis. Got money, got punches, it's like you don't rap with somebody else. Something you don't get me guess. Wherever we don't think about tomorrow. Keep 2 fingers crossed. Nothing is promised. Nobody knows how I feel when I got. That's what I look as I came from the bottom.
Wait, what's his name? I'm like, what'd he say, bitch? I don't want your 2 cents. You ain't even paid, bitch. We are not the same. I dropped out in 7th grade, bitch. Came up from the grave. Fuck everything you claim, bitch.
Holy shit. Cyber, hello, how are you? I haven't seen you in forever. Wow. I'm just gonna move this up. There we go. Didn't realize that got so messed up. But hello. So you're probably looking at the title being like, what the fuck do you mean a dice picks it? Well, I have a D4, which is a pyramid-sided dice for D&D. I'm doing good, how about you? I'm doing well. College is currently making me want to scream, but let's go on back to my thing. So, basically the dice is 1 through 4. If it is an odd number, I pick the first option. If it's an even number, I pick the second option. Pretty easy, yada yada. D&D is very pog. We don't talk about my session that happened last night, because that emotionally fucked all of us over. But yeah. I have not done any of the routes. I've gotten spoiled for some of them because TikTok cannot shut the fuck up. But also, I just love terrorizing myself. But also, this is a metal dice. So you will actually hear it like... Here. I'll actually move it so it's in its little tin. So you can actually hear it and make sure that I'm not cheating. So yeah. You'll be able to hear it now. That's so loud. Also, ignore the church. Holy shit, I had no idea you play D&D. Neat. Yeah. This is my second campaign in 3 years of playing. Yeah, I also play with Wayward, and then I also DM a small campaign on the sideline that takes in the same place, or takes place in the same universe as our current one. So I thought it'd be very interesting. Also, I love how it's called the Invincible 2, as if the first one happened to it. Also, shut the fuck up, religion! Oh, also, heads up, because I'm like looking at everything. 1, Wayward's birthday is coming up, so we're gonna be celebrating that. 2, I will have a video posted tonight on my YouTube channel. The audio is shit, but that is because I got a new mic during the video process. And 3, next month I'm going back home. My first year at college is almost over, so there's going to be a significant lack of streams, like probably the first couple days I get back. But I have a bunch of planned stuff for when I go home, including I'm doing my first campaign. Did nothing but be a player for a year. I felt that. But yeah, a couple things I have planned for when I go home is that I plan to have a sleep stream with media share on, so y'all can fucking torture me for free. And then I've also been trying to figure out how the fuck to do a full week stream, because I'm a sadist. But yeah, those are like the 3 biggest things that are happening. And yeah. Oh, possibly 4. I'm building my PC. Or like I'm going to try to build a PC. So then when I'm not in school, I have a better progress while I will be using my current laptop for when I'm in school. Cool. That is all. Back to this. Pog. Pog! Yeah, Wayward's birthday is in 2 days.
I'm sorry, no, I'm staring. Huge fan. Huge fan. Been following your career for quite a while.
Sleeping in. Yeah, I saw that. It didn't give me like the little notification that the stream crashed. Wow, what is happening? The internet has been weird at my school. Oh, hold up, stream's gonna crash again. My computer is connected to the shittier Wi-Fi. It's gonna crash for another second, hold up. We're back! Because got my Wi-Fi right now, can't go into touch without it taking longer than a dial-up. I don't know what happened. My Wi-Fi was good, and then the world just said, fuck you. Okay. We should be back. If anything else breaks,
Welcome aboard.
blame my school Wi-Fi. Story of my life.
Glad to have you here. Took you long enough, but let me give you the grand tour before we embark. This is my
Oh,
pride
someone's
and joy.
dead.
My baby. Well, your baby, I guess now. But I made her, and a baby will always remember her father.
Bioscan. Welcome aboard, Captain and Head Engineer. Prepare
This man got decommoded.
First stop, the
Ow.
warp core, the heart and soul of the ship. Still not 100% sure how it works, but you don't need to know how something works.
If you built the
in
ship
order
and
to
you don't
use
know
it.
how it works 100% of the time, what?
And when we found it again, it passed every safety test with flying colors. It's not gonna be like last time. Oh, no. This time, the Invincible is finally gonna live up to her name. But just in case,
Markiplier went blind.
built
I
in
went
special
blind.
precaution. If anything goes wrong, we can detonate these explosives and separate the warp core from the rest of the ship. I've yet to meet a problem that can't be solved with explosives. And speaking of explosives, the main reactor. Turns out you pretty much need the power of a star to tear open a wormhole, so a star I built. Built like a tank, too.
How the fuck can you, like, make a star? I just want to know that.
Captain? Bert.
Hi.
Yep. Yeah, it's Bert. He makes sure that the ship don't go boom. Next up is cryo. Hey. The colonists are prepped, stable, and ready for transit.
Called
Systems
the
are working at
reactor being
110%
not a good
too,
sign.
which is a little weird, but overkill never hurts. Trust me. You do not want to be awake.
How
when the
many
warp
times
core
am I
hits
gonna
the
die on
gas.
this fucking ship?
Cece.
Asshat.
Oh.
Captain, all colonists are prepped and stable. 100,000 souls ready for a new life. Let's get them there safe.
Oh, don't worry. Before they know it, they're gonna wake up at the sight of a brand new planet.
I love her already.
Why don't you give them more windows to look through?
Well, maybe I will. Maybe then someone might appreciate the aesthetics. Besides, what could go wrong with a crew like this?
ADS is good to go. Don't worry, Cap. No asteroids getting by me. You can count on that.
so handsome and you're beautiful.
Hey, watch!
I'm so.
Why does she fucking look familiar to me? Took that insult, jeez. The fucking ragdoll legs.
Navigation is online, Captain.
Engines are looking good.
Hey, it's Matt Pat.
Life support is online, unless it's not, and then we wouldn't know until we passed out. Seems fine.
Are you not-
Everything is accounted for. We're ready to see our new home.
I was about to say,
All
you're
that's
not gonna
left
check
now
it. Chica!
is for you to say the word. Try not to get them too excited, Captain. I know how your speeches can get people riled up.
Shut up. It's Chica!
Warp core engaged.
Happy
Wormhole
Chica.
opening in 30 seconds. All personnel report to your assigned cryo
Man, just chug that.
It's all right, Captain.
Is that a tiny box, Tim?
Great speech once.
Or whatever the heck it's called.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's not a problem, of course, but just before you go to sleep, be absolutely sure. Do not.
Wormhole opening in 10, 9, 8.
Do not do what? Die?
6.
Hello?
Error. Wormhole opening in 3, 2.
A software update is available. Would you like to restart to apply this update?
We're fucked. Yep. What? Like, who have what?
Software update complete.
Good morning, Captain. We are currently years into our journey. Coffee is en route. Current ship status is absolutely catastrophic. Initializing emergency
Wakey.
protocol.
Wakey, get the fuck uppity! Yeet! Why do we have a window?
Reviving
What?
What the hell is...
Hull breach detected. Seeing bulkhead.
This is why you don't put glass.
On the bridge. Life support systems failing. Automatic fire suppression system offline.
Failsafes offline.
Alright. So first roll. Flushy went to the sleep chamber. Alright. Dice, do not fuck us over. Please choose a good pass. That's a 4. We're fixing the life support.
Warning, no atmosphere detected within life support. Warning, oxygen levels dropping to unsafe levels.
Fuck us over, Dice. Again, this is also a set I don't use because this is a metal gold, like it's not real gold, like set. But this is like my snitch dice because it looks like I'm like capturing a snitch from Harry Potter. So I don't know how this dice set works because I've never used it, except unless it's dire situations.
The asteroid defense system is working at 100% efficiency.
I don't believe that.
You're feeling uncertain the guard's working to keep you safe.
Hi.
I said the asteroid defense system is fine.
You're not shit. Alright. Another roll. If you drop on your toe, it hurts. That's all I know. Oh, yeah. What the fuck? That's another 4. That's another 4. The disguise is literally just a mustache, and I love that. Also, Wayward, this is gonna be a fun video to edit.
Who is that?
Unknown.
Are they crew?
Unknown.
What are we supposed to do when an unknown person attempts to enter the asteroid defense system?
Requiring to
Firing!
Oh, we're fucking dead. Ah, yes. Roll the highest.
Software update complete.
Good morning, Captain.
For the highest.
We are currently
Roll the
years
highest
into our
roll.
journey. Coffee is en
I'm
route.
just gonna use you
Current
guys.
ship station
Yep.
is absolutely
Especially since my character uses a dagger because she's an artificer who like normally threatens people, so I always roll fucking 4s. Wakey wakey.
reviving head engineer.
Captain, what the hell is going on?
Hull breach detected. Seeing bulkhead.
Crits galore. I can't, no, I cannot roll like natural 20s to save my life.
Fire on the bridge.
Air.
Automatic fire suppression system offline. Life support systems failing.
I'll get life support.
Backup systems offline.
Failsafes offline.
Alert. Fire extinguished.
Captain.
The fuck? Hello? Wait. Okay, wait. Don't open the door. Do not wake the captain. Breathe. Stop breathing my air. Sleepyhead. The captain needs their sleep. Sleepyhead. That's fucking terrifying. Luck is either
Oxygen levels rising.
it's a nat.
Captain, there you are.
I have 2 dice that I like to call the Phantom Zone, which is really just a box that holds all my dice that have been rolling poorly.
Impact detected.
Computer, activate the asteroid defense system.
Analyzing.
That's some Resident Evil shit.
What do you mean, no?
That's no.
Computer, what's wrong with the ADS?
Yes, offline.
Why?
Offline.
Computer, what is wrong?
Offline.
Computer, what's wrong with the ADS?
AS is offline.
This doesn't make any sense. We got asteroids hitting the ship, but our guns aren't shooting them down. Thankfully, they're still guns, so, you know, we should just be able to point and shoot.
The asteroid defense system is
Uh-oh. Mark's gonna... Also, Mark might be dead.
Something's gone wrong with the computer. The drones shouldn't be able to attack the crew. I programmed them myself. No, that's not a guarantee.
That's kind of scary, knowing that, like, in this universe, there's, like, multiple different versions of Mark.
Just like old times, eh, Captain? Pretty much exactly like old times, actually.
Excuse me? We know each other?
But they didn't have you! I know you got a plan to save us cooking up in that big brain of yours. I can see the wheels turning. You faced the odds and beaten...
Oh god, there's 3! Fuck. Okay. Hold up. Where's the D6? We're pulling out the D6 for this one. And I just bent the corner of my nail trying to get the D6 out. Ow! Fuck! The D6 just stabbed me. We're just interns. We're the fucking captain! Okay. Same rules apply. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3. You get the gist. That's a 3. Fix it from the outside. Perfect.
What's up? Got it. Captain. Hey, Captain, where are you going?
Oh no, are we...
Is this part of the plan?
Are we throwing ourselves out of this ship?
What we need to do, right? You remember? Oh, God, Captain, get out! Captain! Captain, open the door! Get out of the airlock right now!
Oh my god, we're gonna kill ourselves!
No! Computer, override the exterior airlock door!
error. Airlock opening cannot be halted at this time.
Captain! No!
We're just interns. I love this. Please tell me I can do it more times. So the dice have killed us twice.
Software update complete.
Good morning, Captain. We are currently airborne into our journey. Coffee is en route.
Cool. Okay, so we have died twice.
Absolutely catastrophic.
I also probably should be like writing down all of these endings. So I know which one.
Finding head engineer.
Captain, did we make it?
I'm sorry. I know Mark said he's not a masochist, but every time he gets injured, I'm convinced otherwise.
Alert. Fire extinguished. Warning. No atmosphere detected within life support. Warning. No atmosphere detected within. Oxygen levels rising.
Captain, what's going on?
The red dolphins!
Warning. Impact detected.
Captain, why would you do that?
Again, back on what I was just saying. You cannot convince me him doing this does not make him a masochist. The sad music playing! Is that an actual, like, pirate captain hat?
Asteroid defense system online.
I fixed it?
Good job.
Thank you.
Aw.
I guess in an emergency, there's no time to explain. Don't know why the drones were shooting at me, though.
You programmed them.
We're of that idea, but seems like the ship seems to be doing okay.
Something else is gonna break.
Coolant leak in cryo.
Computer, what happened in cryo?
Ah, yes.
Maintenance!
Shutting down.
Why?
Why? Oh, whatever! Coolant's leaking into the cryo. It's negative 200 degrees in there.
Fucking Christ.
We gotta fix it faster. We're gonna start losing colonists. What should we do, Captain? What should we do?
Okay. Fix it from the outside or send Mark in again. I'm praying. Man, why are we dealing with this on the first day? I don't know. I'm praying for a 1 or a 3 because I want to keep going from the outside. I got a 1! We going out again. Alright. This is death number 3. I need to have a death counter up for this. DM is eating your dice for sure. The hand sign. The DM is eating. Alright, so that's 3. Alright, that's death 3.
Software update complete.
Oh no, for Christmas I literally got my DM like candy dice to eat, and it's every time one of us got a natural 20, he would have to eat a dice. Bye.
Life support systems failing. Fire on the bridge.
Just fucking grenades it. Hold up, I'm rolling my lucky dice.
Oxygen levels rising. Asteroid defense system offline.
Fucking pin. The clock. 19. Hell yeah. I'm gonna roll my 20. The fucking drop kick!
Colonist core temperatures rising to unsafe levels.
I rolled a 15. That's the best I've rolled all week.
Alert. Colonist
I have not got above a 10. What? He's fucking frozen.
What?
Hi.
Warning. Reactor overload imminent.
Now the reactor's gonna go kablooey. How many more things can go wrong on this ship?
He didn't say my ship, which is interesting.
We gotta go. Let's move. Hurry. We need to move.
Alert. Main reactor will achieve catastrophic kablooey in approximately 1 minute.
I love how we're literally putting on a jacket.
Get the head out. We're almost there.
There were coach.
This whole time?
This whole time?
Yeah.
Damn. Ew.
Grab the cardigan. I'm literally wearing a cardigan right now and it's funny as hell. It's very funny, because I was talking with like all my friends today. I have a very like corpse vibe with my outfit today.
Needs to enter this room.
No.
Alright. We are praying for a 2. Okay. I am praying for a 2 or a 4. What god is watching over me? I just rolled a 2. Alright, that's death number 4.
Captain, wait.
What?
You're not going to the airlock, are you?
I'm not. Main character. Main character!
Sorry, Captain. For some reason, and I know it's crazy, I had this bizarre feeling like you were gonna throw yourself out of the ship's airlock. Like I could see it in my mind's eye.
Listen, I would not be a main character. I would be the side gay character that everyone has like fixates on. Also, it's like very dark. Alright, that's death number 4. Cause you know, I have a piercing, my hair is dyed, and I have my tattoo.
Software update complete.
Good morning, Captain. Coffee is en route. Current ship status is nominal.
What? Excuse me?
Oh, morning,
Everything's
Captain.
normal?
Nice to sleep. Good? Oh, man.
Actually, wait, I have a notebook for this. I just realized I have a notebook where I can mark down all of the past. Coffee. Don't like coffee. But I did find out there's a new Monster Energy flavor. I just ripped my chain. Oh yeah, I just broke my chain. Let me fix that before I grab my notebook. take notes like a good player. Funny enough, I'm not the note taker. I'm the one who knows all the extension of the lore. We are using my fancy notebook for this because I have a notebook that I originally was going to use for a project, but never used because I made the goddamn thing. Yes, I made a book for one of my classes.
Really? I didn't expect.
It's like we were just slowly losing our fucking mind.
I'm flattered, but could you let go of my hand?
No. Enjoy. Where the fuck happened to my needed eraser? We are so scared something is gonna break. And does this?
Captain,
Does it? I have a huge notebook where I hold everything. I have a Google Doc that holds everything. I'm pausing so I can erase this page really quickly. Because there's writing here. Because as stated previously, this was for a project. But then I made a book. But yeah, I have a Google Doc that's filled with everything. Mark thinks we're on drugs. Yeah! As expected. But yeah, since I also DM, I know quite a bit of history, and my DM is one of my players. Which is also interesting because he's been a forever DM. No, I'm keeping the symbol I've written. How many pages? Oh god, there's a lot of okay, there's only 3 pages that are drawn in. Needed eraser, go burr. Actually, I'm gonna play this. We will figure it out later.
Oh, morning, Captain. Did you sleep well?
No, is that Tyler?
Morning, Captain.
Okay.
Not a single asteroid tried to hit us this whole journey.
You ripped the forever.
Pretty good luck. You're a boring pansy. But don't worry, Captain. I'll find something to shoot.
Captain, all colonists are healthy and accounted for. I might even mark an apology. Maybe.
Someone just got shot, and this feels weird.
The fishermen know that the sea is dangerous and the
Hi, Bob.
storm terrible. They've never found these dangers sufficient reason.
Yeah,
to
he
remain
just
ashore.
generally asked me one day. He's like, "Hey, do you want to become a DM?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?" So that's how that happened. Are we gonna blow up the core because we just lost our fucking mind?
You
Alright,
seem
so
a little stressed. I know that cryosleep can affect everyone differently, but coffee always helps. Relax. You did it. You got us here safely. Take a moment to enjoy it.
I love. Oh God, why are they frozen?
Alert. Warp core cannot be reached.
What? Computer, what's wrong with the warp core?
Warp core cannot be reached.
I know you can't reach it, but what's wrong with it? I don't know what's happening, Captain, but it can't be good. That's not good! Oh, that's bad! Well, that's new.
Is this where the girl comes in?
Oh, yeah, good idea. Captain, I don't know what that is, but I know bad news when I see it. And that is bad news! We gotta get back to the bridge right now! I wonder if this is what happened to the first Invincible, but they didn't have plans!
Oh, morning, Captain. Did you sleep well?
Oh yeah, everyone.
Captain, Mark got our asses stuck in a wormhole.
No, I did. No, maybe I did.
Oh, that explains a lot.
My
Keeping
God.
shit closed.
Mark got us stuck in a goddamn wormhole.
Hull stress is redlining across all decks. How did Mark even cause this much damage?
Well, just activate the protocol!
Can't be. Alright, that's fine.
Event Horizon Protocol activation successful. Ship is free from the effects of the wormhole, which was caused by Mark.
Which was
You knew it. You knew something was
We
wrong.
got an ending,
Or you'd be
boys.
glad to prove it. With the
Event Horizon Protocol initiated, the ship was finally free from the devastating effects of the wormhole. Although left to drift among the stars, luckily, you just so happened to end up in a system with a beautiful planet suitable for habitation. Humanity's first colony among the stars would be a smashing success. The colonists celebrated this momentous occasion and eagerly awaited setting foot on this wonderful new planet. But you kept the colonists aboard the ship for a while. You needed time to check the planet for it, after all. When they asked you what it was, you simply responded that it was whatever they wanted to happen as soon as you let your guard down. Your crew didn't feel the need to question you further.
Alright, so I have the routes like sketched or I have it drawn out.
Once your checks were complete, the colony positively thrived.
So I just have it tell part 1
because
this is literally called In Space with Mark Part 1.
You knew that it was still out there, just waiting for the right moment to strike. And with those systems in place, your people enjoyed the bounties of a practically idyllic.
So we're just paranoid now?
They also enjoyed the bounty of bi-daily random security screenings. Wouldn't want it to show up in the middle of a supervised safety meal, now would we? But your people were happy when you allowed them to be.
What?
After all, happiness could lead to complacency, which could be disastrous when it eventually struck. But that was never going to happen. Not under your watchful eye. The colony would be safe from them for many, many years.
Oh, we just went batshit insane.
Sure of it.
Oh my god, we just went batshit insane. Alright. So this is really the only ending which refreshes everything. So yeah, we just fucking went batshit insane during that one. Good to know. Alright, so we unlocked one ending, which...
Software update complete.
Good morning, Captain. We are currently years into our journey. Coffee is en route. Current ship status is
absolutely catastrophic.
Initializing an emergency wakey protocol.
Cursing God at this point. Alright, we've died now 5 times. We broke the fucking thing.
Head engineer.
Captain, does this feel familiar to you?
Captain, where are you going? Fire on the bridge. Fire extinguished. Life support systems failing.
Oh my god, are we going to the core?
Asteroid defense system is offline.
Don't care, we're going to the bridge.
Asteroid defense system online. Warning, coolant leak in chrono.
Yep, I was right.
Colonist core temperature stabilizing.
Alright. I kinda want a cannonball. So please be 2 or 4. I have main character energy, I just rolled a 2. And I'm not lying.
What the hell are you doing?
Fuck off!
What the hell is that? What the hell is happening?
No more. No
there
more.
she is.
It ends here. I'm not gonna let you do it. I'm not gonna let you do it. You're gonna tell me what you did. You're gonna tell me.
I swear to God, she looks like.
All of the damage that you have done.
Am I crazy, or is she the girl from America's Next Top Model? Like, I swear to God, she looks familiar. And I don't know.
Okay, look, lady. First of all, welcome to our ship. And I know it looks bad, but usually it's a lot better.
Not you. You.
Ah, welcome to me. I keep fucking up timelines.
Everyone that you have killed, you are going to undo everything right here.
I might do another one of these streams with do date with Markiplier. Because this is really. Oh my God. Hello, Mark.
Captain, I feel so. Hey, it's the warp core. So it is down here. Hey, maybe we're not all gonna die after all. Okay, well, it's gotta be one of these. So I'll try that one over there. You get the big one. Yeah.
Oh, we're in the void. Just like my Minecraft lore.
Paradox detected.
What? Hi.
Requesting suitable host.
What?
Paradox detected.
Hello? What?
Requesting scanning.
Hello?
Suitable host located.
Huh? What are you? What the fuck?
Please resolve paradox.
I will try. I'm not the person you go for this. Why would you entrust me? I am a gay dumbass.
Emergency wakey protocol override acknowledged. Opening cryopod.
Okay, cool. We didn't hit the button.
Am I? Are you? Did I? Did you? Did we? We're immortal!
Or something like that. I distinctly remember falling through that door and then ending up in
You're
the
not
center of the
immortal,
star.
you're just invulnerable.
And then slowly feeling the flesh melt from my bones.
Ow!
But I'm alive! And you're alive! And I remember. And you remember, right?
Sadly, yes.
This is
Actually,
incredible.
no, because I'm a dumbass.
Computer, activate the emergency repair protocol!
Oopsie boopsie protocol engaged. Full system reset in
4.
Oh shit.
System rebooted. Reviving crew.
If they're reviving, does that mean the fucking crew died?
Computer, can you shut down the warp core?
Negative. Warp core cannot be reached.
Okay, so the wormhole's still a problem, and my emergency repair protocol can't shut it down from here. We need to get in the warp core somehow. But that shouldn't be a problem for two immortal gods like us. The way I
We
see
are
it,
not
all we need to do
gods.
is keep
Why do you have a god
jumping in.
complex all of a sudden?
Eventually, we'll find the right door, we'll get to the warp core, shut it down, save the colonists, and then you and me can enjoy our newfound powers until they slowly drive us mad and turn us away from everything we know and love.
That sounds like a personal experience.
So what
Also,
do
the
you
crew
say?
member in the background is hilarious.
Come on, let's jump in again. What's the worst that could happen? We could die again, I guess.
Alright.
Wasn't so bad.
Excuse me? Alright. Call emergency meeting or jump in again. I don't really know about this one. We're jumping in again!
Hell yeah! We'll be at that warp core before you know it. I think we were pretty close last time, too. So, this time, I'll dash right, you dash
Alright, 6.
Okay. Not quite what I expected. But now we know what not to do. So, what do you say? Let's jump in again.
Alright. 3. Alright, we're calling an emergency meeting.
Yeah, you're probably right. They deserve to know what's happening. And they might have some ideas how to solve this. Probably not good ones, though.
Oh, fuck you. I love how it's Chica.
Captain, thank you for such an upfront and thorough explanation of the situation.
The mark of a great leader, always being open and honest with the crew, never holding anything back.
Sweetest things turn sours by their deeds. A lily that festers smells far worse than weeds.
What?
Bottom line is, we need to get to the warp core and shut it down. It's having effects that I never could have predicted. The captain and I, we've tried some things, but we need fresh ideas.
Yeah.
Have you tried blowing it up?
Obviously, they've tried blowing it up. Look who you're working with.
No, we haven't.
But that is a good idea.
No, it's not.
What?
You know nothing about wormholes. You could actually cause a false vacuum collapse.
Well, no, we wouldn't, and also that's impossible.
What if we back the ship up into the wormhole?
What?
What if we pop her in reverse and just undo all the wormhole stuff.
Alright.
Okay, Mark, I owe you an apology because obviously you're not the stupidest person on this ship.
Thank you.
Hey!
Captain!
We never do my stuff.
Clearly, we need to send out a distress signal because someone sabotaged this ship.
You know,
so it's
now that
fixed
you
life
mentioned
support.
it, some of the damage on the ship did seem intentional. I think someone needs to go over every inch of this ship and do some rat.
No, let's not.
Because the only two people that can change anything on the ship are me and the captain, and the only person that I trust more than myself is the captain. And two.
Yes, I opened literally another
we don't
tab
know where
on a
we
different
are.
computer
That's
so
my
I can
point,
write this
exactly.
down.
We don't know where we are, we don't know how we got here, and we have the lives of the colonists at stake.
Or, hear me out.
Yeah.
No, it's not up to you. It's not up to you, and I'm sorry. It's
Alright,
not up to
so
you.
we're disguised.
It's up to the captain. They haven't let us down yet.
That's true.
It's all deferred to
Actually,
your
this
wisdom.
is. Yeah, this
What do you
is
say,
further
Cap?
disguised.
What's the plan? How are we getting out?
Popper in reverse. I can literally just go back and do. That's a 4. We're popping her in reverse.
Captain?
No, you can't possibly think about that.
Hey, you heard the captain, and they know what's best.
I know, and this is such a horrible idea. It's gonna kill all of us.
Relax. The captain knows what they're doing, don't you, Captain?
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm crazy. We're all gonna die.
Oh my God! For once in your
She's
life,
probably
just
not
step
wrong.
back.
Alright,
Put
fix
your
it from
faith in
outside.
proper leadership.
Oh my god,
You got this,
fucking
Captain?
honking.
You're good. You're good.
Another day, another crisis.
What? Hey, fucking yo! Alright, fix. From outside, I'm abbreviating it because I'm literally getting to the edge of like my notebook that I'm using. Fix from the outside. I'm pausing it so I can catch up on this. Alright, one more time. Alright, fix them outside. Alright. Yeah, I'm calling this ending the batshit ending. Because I feel like all of these are just gonna end up looping back. So I'm just gonna leave that area blank. And wait until we actually come back.
Our ship status broken, just like my marriage.
Actually, I can have a place where we go
Here I am again, back for another ride on the merry-go-round
into
of life.
the light.
Am I immortal? Am I some kind of god? Or was this just another cruel game, leading you on with beautiful promises, only to stab you in the back and leave you for
Listen!
dead? Whatever it was, at least the company's nice.
Seems like that didn't work out so good for
I know
us,
the
eh,
jump
Captain?
in literally just okay, so cool.
Oh well. You can't win them all.
All problems solved. Well, not all problems. Not the problem of my broken heart.
Oh
no.
my god.
Some
Why is the
problems can't
robot
be
having
solved with a
commitment
swing of the
issues?
fist, no matter how strong you are. When the love of your life tears you to pieces, well, that's a wound that just won't heal. The kind of wound that leads you down.
Alright, call an emergency.
The captain looked right through me with those baby gray eyes. The kind of look that could kill.
I was like,
And the
wait a
kind of
second.
looks that could
I don't
kill a
have gray
match.
eyes.
Maybe someday I'll work up the courage to ask them out on that
Alright,
date.
reverse.
Yeah, right. Maybe someday I'll destroy the universe.
So, Captain, got any other ideas to get us out of this mess? Or, I'm
Okay.
just happy to see you.
Alright, send a distress signal or fire all the weapons into a wormhole. I'm more of a violent person, so... Okay, that's all one. We're sending a distress signal. Let me just very quickly write that in. I'm just gonna write send signal. Alright, cool. Send signal.
Sounds good, Captain. You always know the right move to make. It was a terrible idea. The worst I've heard yet.
Fire up
sure,
and
the
fuck!
captain was pretty.
Mafia Mark is awesome. Back.
All face and no brains.
I call this Detective Mark.
Cursed.
Alright, what the fuck?
Dunzo.
Again, we can go back to this, because I'm pretty sure all like the
Signal's out,
correct
Captain.
endings lead
All
us
that's left to
to
do
go
now
into
is
the
wait
light,
until-
which is just gonna reset this.
Something's coming, boss. It's terrible.
It's horrible.
Get yourself together and tell us what it is.
Detecting an energy buildup from an unknown vessel. It's some kind of alien spaceship.
Whoa.
The fuck is this?
Hey, there's no need to be so hostile.
I love how he still has his drink.
Far be it for one to judge a new species on looks alone, but flying through a wormhole willingly? You're either reckless or stupid.
I didn't notice his eyes move. Oh.
Not the first time, buddy. And I'm sure that it won't be the last. Sure, I was scared. I was downright terrified. The urine soaking into my pants made me regret not building a recycling system into the suits. But I kept my cool. Because when the chips are down,
I didn't notice the fedora.
you play the hand you dealt. I'm sure that there's some way that we could resolve
Oh
this
my god, not the sound of
amicably.
the water hitting the floor.
The repugnant odor only deepened Wug's disgust for what must be the ugliest member of their species. And yet, the leader. Wug had never laid eyes on a creature so handsome and or beautiful.
Does everything have
Those eyes, they captivated
Hello,
Wug,
gender neutral?
glimmering like the great forests of Wug. Maybe there was hope for this species yet.
Probably. Do not attack it with a goddamn weapon.
Wug doubted that they knew about the ancient peace treaty.
Yes, he is.
Attack on one
Mark.
Wug was an attack on all Wug, as the saying goes. And yet, part of Wug wanted them to attack Wug. Something in Wug's blood yearned for the primal satisfaction of savage destruction. Just like Wug's ancestors. Wug like helping, but Wug also like hurting.
Why does he remind me of Grog from Critical Role? Is he dead? Oh fuck, give me a donut. No!
Wug was disappointed. Wug was downright devastated.
No, I want a donut! I'll take a donut!
Something went wrong with Wug's translator. Maybe beautiful human think Wug ugly.
No, I don't.
Stupid.
I want a donut,
Wug
please.
just glad Wug put their recycling system
No.
into Wug's helmet, so they don't see
My favorite
Wug
character.
cry.
Yep. Mark's face. Please, no.
You want to?
You
don't have to.
I will. Give me it. Give me it. Don't I still have the crystal?
Okay. Lord, help. Lord, help me help. Lord, always help.
Yeah, he gives me Grog from Critical Role, and I appreciate it.
I hope our paths cross. Okay.
Oh shit, where are we?
My God.
So that's what a human looks like.
Is that Ethan?
Just hideous.
New species, huh? They won't last a day.
Thank you for visiting the Universal Stability
Fuck, there was
Agency,
like-
the last line of defense
Yeah.
between order and chaos.
Oh, she has a gun.
You got the wrong gal, see? I was framed, see? I didn't have nothing to do with that wormhole, see?
She's hot.
You can't send me back there. You can't make me sing. I'll never sing. I want a lawyer. I have rights.
Now there's something you don't see every day.
Hi.
Eyes like fresh gray grass. Hair like
casual.
the first gray
None of us are
rays
stable.
of sunshine. And a hand glowing with the gray light of an unstable warp crystal. Oh yeah. My gut was telling me that they were something special.
I love this. Hello.
More special than that ugly one. That one makes my
Everything's
gut
gray.
turn
Yeah.
just looking at him. And my guts never steered me wrong before.
I love her tights.
weird day, eh, Captain?
Well, well, well.
No! He fucking did not!
If it isn't the humans.
He put a Lady Demetrius reference. I fucking love this man. But he did not. He fucking did not. Oh my god. I fucking love this.
So lost. So
All the weirdest requests, and I'm just gonna rush to YouTube.
That's a lot of talk for someone outnumbered 2-1.
Who am I? I'd like to introduce you to my associate.
Also, I swear to God, yes, she was on American Next Top Model. I swear to God that's her. I forgot her name, but I swear to God that's her.
Wug.
You son of a bitch. No!
How could you do this to
Why?
us? After all we've been through.
We never met.
Oh.
You sure? You look just like this guy.
Guy? You think what? Guy what? You think all
I feel like
what?
Voldemort
What's
can
the
see me
same?
and shoot Mark.
I think you look like asshole.
If you're done insulting my associate, I'm gonna have to ask you to drop your weapons and come with me.
Bold of you to assume I will not drop Mark into a wormhole.
Come all this way to give up now.
Hell yeah.
Don't be stupid. That's why you have to drop your weapons so we can help. We're the only ones who can. So you better surrender.
Not gonna
Alright, drop your weapons, give Mark the signal. This is gonna go one of two ways. That's a fucking one. Alright. Shoot Mark in the way. Yeah. Alright. We are adding this to the branch of give Mark signal. Alright. We're giving Mark the signal. This is fun, having a dice choose. I'm gonna
You okay,
go
Captain?
try my own. Do it!
Is this a surrender you're surrendering?
No, no. The captain would never surrender.
Do it, it's funny as hell.
It's signal. Captain 1, ugly alien attack. Win one guard down.
No way. No, it's not a signal.
We're gonna get shot and it's gonna be death
It's
number
not a
7.
signal. No way.
It definitely signal.
Oh! I'm putting...
With a sucking whoosh and a swirl of blue
Alright, I'm gonna put a
energy,
mark
the
next to it of
captain
death.
The Invincible 2 finds themselves back in their cryopod.
Do we...
The
Oh my god, we
captain
just called
looks
them.
around, slightly confused
Make Kazoo.
for unknown
Kazoos.
reasons. Eventually, they get on with it and pull the emergency release to free them from
Oh
the
my
pod
god, I
to
love
their
this narrator.
cryogenic prison. Stepping out of the pod, the captain wonders to themselves if they are, perhaps, stuck in some sort of purgatory. Doomed to
Welcome to hell,
repeat
bitch.
the mistakes of the past. The captain's intrepid engineer also wonders the same as they emerge from their pod.
Oh my god, Markiplier just got called the they them. I
The
appreciate
captain
it.
laughs a boisterous laugh at what is, obviously,
Ah,
another one
I
of
almost dropped my
Mark's
pencil, but I got it.
hilarious rubes. Mark must still be
Fever dream,
delirious
motherfuckers.
from the after effects of cryogenic slumber.
Right.
Now, to be honest, we've all seen this part before, and I don't want the viewers at home to get bored. So why don't we skip ahead?
Breaks
a few
the fourth
pages
fucking
and get
wall.
To our good friend Wug.
Wait, what viewers? What did you say? What viewers?
What?
Ow! You!
Wug, being the stoic, battle-hardened brute that he is unfazed by this new turn of events and proceeds to extract the English language out of
Wug
Mark's
time,
soft,
Wug time.
supple skull.
What?
Wug pilots the ship to the space fast food restaurant. The captain grabs the food. Oh, sorry. That's supposed to be a WUG-only fast food restaurant. The ship arrives at the Universal Stability Agency.
Hell yeah, Denmark. Sadly.
Oh, WUG removes the helmet from Mark's soft, supple skull.
Owie.
Suffer Mark.
And so our intrepid
especially since I think
arrived
this
at
is
the
actor Mark,
Universal Stability
which
Agency.
is...
But is it too late?
If it is him,
Stop
I want to
the
hit him
rampaging
myself.
Wormhole that they have unleashed upon the cosmos. The captain thinks back to all the faces of the colonists under their care. Will they be able to save them, or will they be doomed forever to suffer the same fate over and over again? And will Mark ever learn the captain's deep, dark secret?
Soft, supple.
Only one way to find out.
What was that about a deep dark secret?
I have deep dark.
The bandit enters. The bandit leaves.
You! What have you done?
Not so.
I'm going back. I can't get over that this is Ethan.
You!
What said what to?
What have you done?
Not so fast. Now we get to the interrogation.
You are destroying everything.
The bandit knocks out Lady.
What?
I said the bandit knocks out Lady.
That's not my name. And no, I'm not gonna do that.
It's so hard not working with professionals. A vent cover falls on Lady's head.
I said that's not my...
What the hell?
And back to the ship. There we are, back on track, and not a moment too soon. With a device from the bandit in hand, our intrepid captain now has the tools necessary to make their way to the warp core without further delay.
The narrator said, this narrator's... I was just about to say the narrator said, fuck your bullshit.
What did you say they have?
The narrator said, fuck this shit, I'm telling the story now.
Displacement device. You know, the MacGuffin that allows our captain to navigate the chaos that is this ship.
I didn't give them anything like that.
Oh my God. The captain looks down and sees the device. It glows. The captain can get to the warp core now. They just have to find it. There. All you need to do now is use the device, and you'll be well on your way.
If this is an ending, I'm naming this narrator DM the ending.
So the real business can begin.
I'm sorry. Part 2? What does that mean?
Wait.
You're not supposed to be here.
Oh.
I'm so
Also, what the fuck is part 2?
Captain, I don't know what the hell's going on, but if there's another option...
So this is the second mention of there being a part 2 to this. The first one being a spoiler. There is a... I forgot his name, but there is a character ending where he says that you're not supposed to be here until part 2. And now this is mentioning part 2.
That gets us out of here that doesn't involve listening to a crazy
I'm
voice
putting
in our
death
head.
and then I'm putting part 2 mention as well.
There is no other option written here. The next page literally says the captain uses the device and in a flash of blinding light is transported to another universe. There's no other way. You must move forward.
Alright.
I can't do it.
Alright, plan K or use the device. Oh fuck, it didn't go in the tray. Doesn't count. It's a 3. So we're using the device. Alright. Putting this down. Again, we'll come back to this.
Excellent. Perfect.
I'm not having the narrator kill me.
Trust me, this is the best possible outcome. Although it might not seem like it at first. Actually, wait. Hold on. Oh. Oh no.
What?
No spoilers, but maybe don't trust any talking doors.
What?
Wait, is this a reference to the fucking... Have you seen all the endings? No, that was just the one, because my friends have went through this. More importantly, Atlas and V went through this. And they sent me that, and it was very funny where they're like, hey, he's here. Have fun finding him. And I was like, what? So now my entire D&D Discord server literally has a section literally called the Markiplier lore, where we discuss Markiplier lore, and it's very entertaining. And then, because the majority of the time we are simping over Darkflyer.
What the hell does that mean?
Don't know, don't care. I'm not trusting Ingrid. This first fog.
I'll be damned. We made it. You guys were flying around in this thing?
Yep.
Well, she's seen
That is where. Oh God, people are dead.
Computer, where's the crew? Computer?
Is offline.
That's normal, right?
No.
That's just how your people build computers, right?
Well, that's not how it's been in
Crunchy
the past.
bones. What?
Is that your crew? Do they need help?
Well, they probably don't not need help. The captain can check on them. Go on. Yeah. Well, you're the captain. You're in charge of the crew and morale and speeches.
Why would you want me to die?
Go on. You got this.
Why? I don't want to open this. What?
That's not me, Captain. That's not me.
Excuse me?
Well, that's not me.
He's gone.
Morning, Captain. How'd you sleep? Good? Feeling good?
Oh! Well, A-Mark is dead.
Is this just how human ships are? Please tell me this is just how human ships are.
Well, they're not.
No.
Not like this sometimes.
Sadly.
Hey, how's it going? It's one of your crew members. An important one.
It's not, but also I do know that this is. Oh, reality is falling apart. Yep, sure is.
Well, before we do that, can you tell us which crew member you are specifically?
Alright, I'm on a different page. It's gonna be.
You know, it's not really important who I am. What's really important is that you need to open this door, and quick.
Alright.
I've got a dark surprise for you on the other side. It's very dark. Wink, wink.
I fucking hate you for this one.
Dark path to get to the
I love how they keep mentioning dark. Was right.
Use the device and get us the hell out of here. Why are we standing around like morons? Just get the hell out of here.
Alright, I know this one leads to another ending because I was fucking around. I wasn't paying attention.
Don't insult her. She's got character.
Yeah, I've got character. Just open up this door and see how much I've got.
Do not open that door.
Do not let anyone tell you.
Okay, or don't open the door. Dice, please do not fuck me over. We do not want to open the door. So please, 2 or 4. Fuck. It's a 1.
If you say so, Captain.
We're gonna die.
I trust your judgment. Most of the time.
Why is this happening? No, really, why am I going along with this?
The captain kind of has that effect on people. You get used to it.
Hell yeah. I don't like how that's just an ominously dark hallway.
I can't believe you fell for it.
Protagonist effort. Dark vision help. Funny enough, I'm a dark elf, so I would have... Where are we?
Captain?
Where are we?
Where are we?
Hello. What is happening?
You are in danger.
I know.
But it's okay. I'm here to help. That's not wrong.
What?
That's not wrong. Seeing things, Captain. I've said you are
Gnome
ready.
barbarian.
Oh.
Our gnome
This
barbarian.
sound like a
Fuck
weird
no.
question, but have you seen
Our
the
gnome
Wayward?
gnome barbarian was killed by one of our own players, and myself included. which was very interesting because they just became a barbarian because they were also a bard, which was very entertaining. What's here?
What is here?
I also have gnome sources which can reduce size, but hell yeah! Also, as I'm thinking about it, this is our D&D campaign that's like characters have actually fucking died. And 2 of those characters were my fault. Well, actually, one of those characters completely by accident, and I did not mean to kill them. And the second one, I helped cover up the tracks of someone who did kill them.
Tricked you there. And that was bad. I'm sorry.
Alright.
But I didn't mention the last time that we saw each other that the musical is right down this way.
What musical?
You wouldn't want to miss it. It's great. Oh, so great. Even better than the last one, you know. And your favorite guy, wink wink, makes a return. You haven't visited him in a while, so better hurry up.
Oh my god, this is a Yancey reference! I didn't catch that! Oh my god! Shut up, Mark, that sounds like Venom. So this is a Yancey from a Heist with Markiplier. Huh. I'm gonna also add that to my stream plans. I might do that sometimes this week. Just go through that again. But holy shit. That's a Yancey reference. Alright. Please don't open the door. Please don't open the door. Son of a bitch. Oh wait. Son of a bitch. I don't want to open the door, but here we are.
All right, Captain. I trust your judgment.
You shouldn't. We did. The references. The references. Alright, I'm adding Heist to my plan to do this, to streams to do this week.
Hey.
Hi.
Thanks for opening the door.
Hi. That's terrifying.
No.
Creepy imagery.
No
she looks dead.
We've seen this before, and this clearly isn't the right place. Why don't you?
Hi. The casual stop. Hi.
Hello. So sorry to keep you waiting. Please, follow me. Captain. That's not me. That's not me.
Who cast maged him on them? Ah!
Please, follow me. You've been bad, Captain. You've let down your crew, your friends, and you don't even understand why. All of these people trusted you with their lives. Gone. Forever.
That's, yeah. This is the person who I think was on a next top model.
Do you think that your mistakes...
But I swear to God she was. Yes, she is. Hi. Oh, fuck.
Captain? What just happened?
I don't know, I broke reality.
Hey, listen, it's me again. I know this seems absolutely crazy, but literally right behind this door is the warp core hallway. I know it's kind of nuts to think about, but this is legitimately it. This is what you've been searching for. This is your big chance.
If an elf person take their legs.
You've won.
Oh my god! I'm sending that to my DM later.
Like a trick, and I know that you've been tricked already, but honestly, there's really no way that I could lie about this one. This is your destination.
Alright. At this point, might as well go in. Open the door. It's a 3. We're opening the door.
Captain?
Oh, yeah.
I usually trust your judgment. Most of the time.
Yeah. Again, we'll go through this because we're not just gonna do like.
Captain.
What the fuck?
That's not me, Captain.
What the fuck?
That's not me.
What? Did we just break reality? Hello? What's good? And we broke reality. That's cool. Imposter. Someone sus. Oh, that's cool. That's the camera. Is this a fever dream?
Coffee. 5 minutes?
No, but this is actor Mark.
That's so amazingly. That's what I'm doing, and I can't believe that I'm doing that. Oh, finally. Oh, which one do I get? Eeny, meeny, miny, the big one.
Anna, could I have a word, please? Do you see this? Do you see all this? I have one.
Also, I'm pretty sure she's on TikTok.
And if I go out looking this ugly,
Guess who's going back to prison?
Welcome. We fucking broke reality.
Made it. It took long enough. Come on, Captain. It's time to
So yeah, that was actor Mark, aka the one person that everyone in this fandom wants to fight.
A lot left to learn about wormholes.
You do know how to use that thing, don't you?
No.
Unfortunately, they do.
Oh shit. Hi.
Oh, not again.
Not again. What? Welcome to the back rooms.
This is my last chance. This is the last chance to save the universe. So I am begging you, give me the crystal.
Hey, that's a nice bracelet you got there. Sure would be a shame if the computer activated the defense turrets. Sure would be a shame if the computer inverted gravity.
Jump in with the crystal.
Terrible if the computer vented all the oxygen. That'd be bad.
It'd be so bad.
That'd be so bad. Yeah, we want the same thing here, which is why it's important we test out the event
this is an
horizon.
ending. Ow.
Didn't feel a thing. Oh, okay, felt that
How
way.
many?
There will be no.
That's a fucking
self-destructs.
I just realized why he said not again. It's because in Heist, the true ending, he fucking gets shot in the chest by, I forgot her name. It starts with an O, but he gets shot in the chest. I didn't realize that. Oh my god.
No defensive measures.
Fuck!
No venting.
That's an Among Us joke.
Nothing. There will be nothing. Because I have fixed every system on this ship. And I've overridden every insane and violent contingency that you could possibly ever
So
have.
it was you.
Why are there so many self-destructs and just like one repair protocol?
You wouldn't get it. It's a human thing.
No, it's not.
Hi, that's
how many
a
people have died because of your carelessness and how
I
the
didn't
universe
set
has
the
been
ship up!
destroyed?
Whoa. Why so mad? We're just gonna reset things and fix it. It's fine.
That's not how it works, you reckless, careless, idiotic monsters.
So many references.
These aren't second chances. Every mistake has cost the lives of people.
Wait.
These aren't reckless,
Wait.
careless,
I'm going back.
idiotic monsters. These aren't.
She has a crystal on her hand. She has a crystal on her. Why the fuck is my mouth so big?
Second chances.
Yeah, but she has a crystal on her
Every
hand.
mistake has cost the lives of people who have trusted you. The multiverse is littered
Taking notes?
with the corpses of your failures. So unless we can
I'm not.
undo whatever it is you're about to do,
I just have notes from
then
the
every
timeline.
living thing in existence will be snuffed
Just so
out
then I
forever.
know like which ones I can skip.
We're not trying to hurt anybody. We're just trying to save our people. The captain wouldn't do that. Captain, you wouldn't let that happen, would you?
Jump in there, YOLO.
I'm done being nice. Give me the crystal.
Paradox detected.
No.
No. She's the paradox.
No, 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 no!
No, no!
Was she the paradox? She was. It's funny enough how I'm literally making a timeline for this when I'm literally in charge of my D&D's timeline now. That's us, I'm betting. Where are we? Paradox detected. Where are we?
Unhand me, you fiend! Oh, don't hand me if you dare! Oh, look what you've done! Oh, what have you done? What you've done is fall right into my trap!
No, what she said is that I've done everything, so she was definitely the paradox, and I don't think that would be us.
Or am I?
You know, I'm 100% saying that this is actor Mark, the very same Mark who's done the date and the heist with.
Can I have my hand back?
No.
Oh my god! Oh, I think I broke something.
Good.
Oh please help me. I need help desperately. Friend of mine. Oh, close confidant.
Good, suffer. This is very dramatic.
I'm
Yeah.
start exchanges of conversation. That's it. Close there.
Dramatic campaign.
Hey, back!
The cap getting stuck to it with.
I will let you destroy the universe. I'll stop you. Don't move. Don't do anything. Whatever you do, unless that's what you did, and then do it. I dare you to do it. Whatever you do, do not do it. Captain, I can't let you win. This is the final confrontation. Good versus evil. The hero versus the villain.
Yeah, this is actor Mark.
Justice will prevail this day.
This is 100% actor Mark. How much does this dude smoke? No. Because this is actor Mark. If you go to, I forgot what it's called, but they're basically in like the Markiplier universe. This is someone who has died but has possessed another person's body. I don't know the shit. Briefly, what I can explain, actor Mark is literally a character of Mark who believes that the world, that he is a hero of his own story, where he has villains like Markiplier, Wilbur Warstash, Cecile, all of those characters. Well, Cecile and Damien are the same person in Darkiplier. It's very hard to explain, but basically he can jump into different people's body, which he's done with someone else. Main character syndrome. Yes, that is how you explain this character. So in like the most simple way, yes, he has main character syndrome, but he always has this idea of defeating the villains of all of these people. And so I have the headcanon that this is just a reincarnation of the person that was killed in the manor. I'm now gonna go lose my mind because I cannot remember what the fucking thing is called. So yeah, like Damien. So the videos to watch are Damien, a heist, and a date with Markiplier. And if I can remember what the fuck that original video is called, I will tell you. Which I'm now gonna look up because I'm paranoid that I cannot remember. Okay, yeah, this is an ending.
This is the only way to be sure. The only way to truly fix a problem.
Why the fuck is Markiplier and Chica pass away my second result?
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I'm sorry about
Is Chica fucking dead?
Well, when you've tried everything else, there's really only one more thing left to try.
Be advised, designated location outside known universe.
I know. That's the point.
Warning. Current action could have unforeseen consequences.
Where are we?
I did it. I did it. I finally did it. I beat you. I did it. I did it. I did. Oh, and you know what else? I forgive you. Come here.
Completely in other news, Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. I found something I'm gonna watch after stream.
Oh, all the pain and suffering that you caused, I forgive you. It's all in the past, the future, or that will never be because I beat you. Everyone can finally go and live their infinite lives in peace. I bet you're confused.
Who killed Markiplier? That's what it's called.
Disappointed that you don't get to destroy the universe. Doesn't matter. All that matters is that you no longer put the universe in imminent peril with your reckless rampage. Those credits.
Old Markiplier is too funny. Amy! I just cracked my neck.
That can't be good.
Paradox detected.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're here. Especially why are you here? I thought I muted this thing. Wouldn't shut up about paradoxes.
Warning. Universal stability compromised. Attempting to resolve.
Probably just.
So yeah, if you wanna get into the lore, start with who killed Markiplier.
No. What have you done?
She's missing a hand. She's missing the hand with the crystal.
Rampage of destruction. And apparently from you too, whoever you are.
Alright, I'm putting this down as true ending.
Unable to resolve. Paradox detected.
You did this. It was you?
Lady, you're gonna have to be more specific. I've done a lot of things.
Infinite paradox detected. Universal collapse imminent.
Turn it off. You have to shut it down.
I'm just gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Well,
Please? No, it's so funny. No, because this is a fucking rabbit hole.
Oh no, you don't get to blow up. I'm the one
Because I got in trouble. Like, I remember junior year of high school. I was watching, this is all gonna be back, which is why we're gonna have to restart this. This is just open the door. Yeah. So, how we got here is, we fixed life support, we wear the disguise, we fixed it from the outside, we kept fixing it from the outside, and then we went into the light. You call an emergency, reverse, send a signal, give Mark signal, use device, and then just open the door. And now, welcome to the universe being fixed. Mario, who the fuck are you? Hi, is that Wade? No, it's Tyler. City, why? Oh, I was like, why? You're telling me I filmed in Austin? You're telling me? You're telling me that people I know, how many endings are there? I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is the true ending. I'm kind of mad that I am I'm so mad. I know people who are in Austin, Texas. I'm pretty sure there's just this one ending. But of course you have like the endings beforehand before you go back. But I don't know. Because this seems a very rebooting universe. Please stand by. Estimating remaining. That's clever. Because this isn't like like heist or date. Found the true ending first try, main character. Yeah. But this doesn't seem like heist or with date where there's multiple endings that you can get from one route. This seems like all of them just go to one ending. So this seems to be like their true ending. Alright. Like, going back to the beginning, that took us, I'm feeling Uno's honest vibes. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna skip all of this. Alright. So, we already have the fixed life support. Imagine this ties with Uno's honest. That would be very interesting. Alright. If we fix life support, this we're gonna have to do the opposite route. That's a 1, so we're putting out the fire. Alright, we're on a new path, boys. Especially with the multiple versions of Mark. Would you like me to tell you some of the versions of Markiplier there is in this universe? I want to see you look again. There is actor Mark, who's the person that we are with right now. There is Darkiplier, who is a mix of two characters that I will, if you want me to explain, I can. There is Wilfred Warpstash, who is a character that has literally gone batshit insane. There is Yancey, a prisoner who really loves musicals. There is a pirate captain whose name I forget that basically is also batshit insane. There is... I forgot the rest of it, but those are the 5 that come into my head. Explain, please. So, Darkiplier is a combination of 2 characters of Cecile and Damien. Damien, who was a mayor of a place that we don't know, and Celine is his sister. And so during the events of Who Killed Markiplier, a strange force happened so that Cecile dies, and Damien's body was taken over by Actor Mark. And so we, who's like there at a party, accidentally get shot by another character. And so as we are dying, the 2 of them come to us and give us a deal of, hey, can we have your body and we will keep you safe? You agreed to it, so now Darkiplier is a combination of both, mostly run by a very angry Damien who is trying this is so much of a D&D campaign. I feel happy. It really is, which is why I think I enjoy this so much. So basically, Darkiplier is like the villain of this story. I'm putting quotation because he's really not. He's just a man who got fucked over multiple times. No, but if you want newness, honest in your D&D campaign, have them 2 characters that are split up that have a year to meet each other. Yeah. That is like the very brief explanation of who like Darkiplier is. Uh-oh. Vision's getting fucky-wucky. We're gonna faint. We're dead. I made that as a joke!
Software update complete.
Alright, there's another death.
Good morning, Captain. We are currently years into our journey. Coffee is en route. Current ship status is absolutely catastrophic.
4, 5. I have 5, 6 deaths, even though I think there's like 8. I don't think so. Oh no, we died in the beginning.
Reviving head engineer.
Markiplier gets thrown.
Captain, what the hell is going on?
Hull breach detected. Seeing bulkhead.
Coffee.
Thank you. What's happening?
Fire on the bridge. Error. Automatic fire suppression system offline. Error. Life support systems failing.
I'll get life support.
Error. Backup systems offline. Failsafes offline. Alert. Fire extinguished.
Coffee. Again, I don't like coffee. I never could get into it. Okay, so we're just back here. Yeah. So like here's a reference to the don't open the door. But also this feels like Actor Mark shit. Like this feels like he doesn't want us to wake up because he knows that we can like stop his story from being written. Cappuccino chug. Yeah, cause this just feels like this feels like an Actor Mark thing where he's stopping us from continuing his story in his own way, which is why I think the narrator is Actor Mark, like breaking the fourth wall. And I feel like this is us, but we're just like trapped.
got life support back online. I still don't know what the hell is happening, but we seem to have this situation all under control.
Impact detected.
Computer, activate the asteroid defense system.
Analyzing.
We already saw this.
Actually, I know you got a plan to save us. You've
Yep.
faced
Okay. So this just connects to the other 3 things. So no, it does not. It fucking connects to fix it from the outside. Holy shit. Okay. Alright. So fixing the outside. We already have disguise and wake. So we already have fix it from the outside. I just dropped my dice. It's fine. So this is a fixed point in time. Yes, we have been in a was this made entirely by Mark or did you two help? This is a fixed point in time. I'm pretty sure this started out with Mark entirely, but this one and Heist were both made, I think, with YouTube helping. Is this a fixed point in time? Yeah. We have been in a fixed point of time. Which is why I think this is still in the universe because a character from Heist and Who Killed Markiplier shows up in this. I just don't know when. Okay, so we are going with either 1, or we're going with... So it's either 1 or 3 or 2 and 4. That's a 1, so we're sending Mark in.
me. You want me to go in there and fix it?
Alright. Send Mark. See ya, dumbass.
Well, if you say so, Captain. You know the system's after all, so I should be able to fix it. I won't let you down.
Actually, no, I can't do that, because that could lead us to something else. Okay.
Asteroid defense system online.
He's alive.
Done, Captain. Yeah. Once enough of my blood got on the DNA scanners, they recognized me as me and stopped shooting long enough for me to fix the system. I don't know why they were shooting at me in the first place, but I'll run some diagnostics now that the ship seems to be out of imminent peril.
Warning.
Is it that?
Coolant leak in cryo.
Computer, what happened to cryo?
Maintenance.
Maintenance?
Shutting down.
Okay.
Why? Why? Together.
Again, okay. So since we already saw fix it from the outside, we're gonna send Mark in.
Me? But I just did the repair thing. So maybe, I don't know, it's not my place, but maybe you could take a swing at this one. Lead from the front or something like that.
I'm not connecting anything because I'm waiting to see if fixed life support, the second option, is like the crew, because if it is, no fucking use it. Speaking of dog, hold up, I'm gonna read what this says, because this is fucking hilarious to me. He's dead. Wait, next of kin! Chica's next of kin! Okay, dear Chica, I regret to inform you that Mark has passed in the line of duty. He's fought to the last in the quest to complete his duty. Although sometimes stubborn, talkative, he's a brave soul. And while we will miss his presence on this ship, we will appreciate the blessed silence he left behind. No, fuck you, scat dog. Chica is best girl, and I will take no criticism.
Alert. Colonist core temperature stabilizing.
Shit, okay.
Job's done, Captain.
Hell yeah.
Warning. Reactor overload imminent.
You won't get
Now
criticism.
the reactor's gonna go kablooey. How many things can go wrong on this ship? We gotta move. Let's go. Hurry, Captain. No.
Again, we've already done fix it from the outside, so we're just gonna go along with, which is why I'm not rolling the dice, because it's basically just. Because we're basically just sending Mark in. Cardigan.
No, it's too much.
I also didn't mention they straight up give him a lunchbox before they kick him in.
Even if I knew what the problem was, which I don't. I don't think anybody does. You understand, don't you, Captain? You understand, don't you?
No, get your ass in there.
Oh,
Reactor output stabilizing.
Poor Mark, though. Nah. Nah, because if this is actor, I don't give a fuck. I'm surprised I don't shoot him.
Feel the heat, and it thawed me out so evenly.
Actor Mark deserves to get fucking punched in the face 50 times over.
You really do know what you're doing, don't you?
From all the shit he's done, he deserves it.
And the ship should be in.
Because if he did not fake his death, why do we hate Actor Mark? Because if he did not fake his death at that party, Damien and Cecile would be fine. William would not be fucking insane, and someone would not be dead and trapped in a fucking mirror. If he didn't die, everything would be fine. That is all. That is why I hate him. Because he wanted to be a main character and be a hero of his own fucking story. People, his actions have consequences on characters. That is why. Died without permission? No, he straight up just faked his fucking death so he can steal someone else's body.
I think we're gonna be okay.
Again, I could go off about how much I hate Actor Mark.
Clarify.
And why do I feel like this is gonna be sent to fucking Markiplier, just having me go on a tangent of why I hate him?
It's gonna blow up.
No.
Oh shit, this is new.
No.
Then what good are you, you stupid robot?
Having a tantrum. Send Mark.
Alright, let's see
Absolutely.
what the deal is. Maybe we can figure out where we are. Computer, wake all crew leads and get them running diagnostics.
Waking crew.
Okay, at least that still works. Why didn't you do that sooner, though? It would have been so much easier to fix all the systems on the ship if the crew leads had been awake. Whatever. The ship seems stable for now. Don't know why I can't reach the warp core.
We're controlling Mark.
This I swear, if one more thing blows up on my ship,
I'm gonna lose it.
What the hell is that? Well, that's new.
But then we shouldn't torture Mark. I don't give a fuck if this is not Actor Mark or if it is. I want to torture him 50 times over. This man has gotten us killed so many times. At this point, he deserves it. We have been eaten by sharks, thrown off ledges, abducted by aliens, and have been kidnapped. We deserve to torture him.
My God. We're stuck in a goddamn wormhole.
Is this the...
All stress is redlining across all
Okay, no, this is something else.
now,
Okay, I know what ending this is.
That's gonna last.
Captain, what do you say? About time? Computer activate.
I know what ending this is. This is Mark controls everything.
That's it?
I want Wug.
No confirmation?
It worked, didn't it?
I'm gonna kill you.
Gunther said it was okay. Hey, we're gonna be drifting for a while without the warp core, but we're safe. I think the colonists are gonna be okay.
Mark.
I see you, Captain.
Alright.
With the Event Horizon protocol activated,
this is different dialogue. This is a completely different ending.
From the effects of the wormhole and sent adrift into the vastness of space in search of a new planet.
Ren got this when we were talking, and so this is what we call the Mark only ending.
He's the best at it. No.
His face drops.
No. He's definitely
the
not
cold
the
shoulder,
best, as his demerit record clearly shows. He's just the one your mind drifts to when something needs doing. Perhaps because you consider him to be a friend. Probably not. Eventually, you do manage to find a planet, an action for which the crew thanks you dearly. Even if Mark was the one to make the discovery, you were the one to order said discovery, so you should take all the credit.
We call this the Mark only because you rely on Mark for everything in this.
Once the colony is established, you find that despite his extensive list of demerits, you're always willing to give Mark a chance to prove himself by assigning him every task necessary to
Yeah,
growth.
this is why we call it only Mark.
Anytime a colonist needs their housing built, you pick
Not
Mark.
bad.
Anytime a dangerous jungle needs to be explored, you pick Mark. Anytime an alien attack threatens your colony, you put Mark right on the front lines. And he's happy to do it. Sure, the colony would probably grow faster if you didn't require that every single project and task wait for Mark to arrive, but it's the price of getting things done right. Or getting things done good enough, at least.
Yeah.
He's the head engineer, after all. This pattern of dutiful obedience carries on for many years, until one night you're struck with another problem.
Oh god, my foot's asleep and I can't feel like my rotate. I can't
As you
feel the
lay in your
ground.
luxurious captain's bed, you find that you just can't seem to get comfortable. You ring the summoning bell that's been genetically coded to Mark to alert him of your need, as is customary for any discomfort you experience.
Happy Mark, he's about to
You
suffocate us
command
with
him
a
to bring you
pillow.
another pillow to ease your
This is the
aching
only ending I
bones,
saw.
Weary from the arduous work in micromanagement. Only a few
Because
seconds
I'm gonna be
behind
honest,
schedule
I was
for which you
half
give
paying
him the proper
attention in Ren.
demerits.
I'm sorry for this when
Mark
Ren was
arrives,
playing.
pillow grip
So when
tightly
she
in
got
both
to the
hands.
ending, that's when I like
You make the minimal effort
got back in.
required
So
to
yeah, we're about to be
gesture
killed
for
by
his
Mark.
approach, and he does with a
The death we
slightly
deserve.
more gleeful
Absolutely.
smile than usual. There's a certain twinkle in his eye that you haven't seen before, something that, if it were anyone else, you'd assume might be a hint of mischievousness. But Mark isn't the mischievous type.
Actor Mark
But
is.
unwarranted eye twinkling, you just can't abide. You pull up your tablet and scroll through the multitudes of demerits to find eye twinkling as Mark approaches with the pillow. His smile growing with every step. And to your complete lack of surprise, he
Actor
somehow
Mark can be
screws
the
up
main
the
character.
simple
That is
act
his
of giving
own.
you a
That is
pillow.
literally what he is.
He
He's
put
just
it
a main
on
character.
your head
I'm
instead of
I'm the hero.
Surely
Everyone
there's
else is a
demerit
villain.
for improper execution of locational prepositions.
Yeah, we died in Markiplier. Fuck you. Alright. We're going towards the light. Yeah, we already saw this.
I wasn't.
Alright. We're calling an emergency meeting because I know jumping is just a continuous loop. So,
Yeah, you're probably right.
again, we already saw this as well. Alright. It's either distress signal or pop it in reverse. Do. We're sending a distress signal.
Thank you, Captain. This is the right move. Come on, guys. Let's get this ship secured.
Understood, Cap. But if you need some,
Just let me know.
How the fuck do you spell
This is why I
distress?
don't talk.
Definitely the right move, Cap. Not that it isn't the right move. It's
Shut
a
up,
great
Mark.
move. Best move, actually. Why don't you send the distress signal and see how good a move it is? It's gonna help.
Broadcasting signal.
All right, that should do it.
Do,
I
do,
guess I
do,
should look into some of the
do.
problems
We
here.
will hurt you, Mark. Oh,
I hate to
absolutely.
admit it, but Celsi might be onto something. Nobody should have been able to reprogram those drones.
Her name is a fucking inside joke for Celsius. And she works in cryo. I fucking hate you, Mark.
Alert. Unknown vessel approaching.
What? Is it human?
There he is. There's that boy.
Warning, unknown vessel is locking onto the ship. Energy readings spiking.
Computer evasive maneuvers!
Unable to comply. We are still stuck in the wormhole.
Oh.
Unknown vessel is activating some kind.
Captain, what just happened? Did we die again?
I think he's Celsius.
Hello. Hi. Oh, hi. Okay.
I
Alien?
hate
Hello.
that I didn't get that.
I am Mark. And as a representative of humanity, I would love to
Okay.
us.
Yeah, since I'm doing this, I'm definitely gonna do a
peace.
dice choose for date and heist, because those are basically like the story, but there's actually different endings for your routes. Unlike this one where they all connect to just one.
Human! You near die!
I have died 8 times.
You much danger!
I know I am.
You eat! No!
Pac-Man eyes. Pac-Man eyes. So yeah, we have so far already looped back to where we were. I also love how chaotic this is.
Damn puppy space logs! 10 and 2!
Oh shit, this is different. Okay, so attack or don't attack. Let's scan his brain juice. Alright, let's not attack. Please. Fuck! Dice ran out of luck. Oh. Oh. Don't you dare attack one. Blame the dice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, we're dead. Don't you dare. I'm sorry. Oh, we're dead. Yep. Alright, we have died 10 times. I'm clogging your sink when you get back from college.
Another day, another crisis.
What?
Current ship status, broken.
Like
Just like
I'm
my
clogging
marriage.
your sink when you get back. I will be back in a month, so
Here
you're
I am
fine.
again, back for another ride.
Oh
on the
my god.
merry-go-round of life. Am I immortal? Am I some kind of god? Or was this just another cruel game, leading you on with beautiful promises, only to stab you in the back and leave you for dead? Whatever it was, at least the company's nice.
No, this is Detective Mark. This isn't Actor Mark.
Seems like that didn't work out.
That's
so
gotta
good
be
for us,
no.
eh, Captain? Oh well.
This entire this is Detective Mark, but this is 100% Actor Mark playing a different playing different characters. Cause as we can tell, when we went through the door, it showed like the set and stuff. So this is 100% Actor's Mark doing, but he's just playing a different character.
You can't win them all.
I did not write this.
Well, not all problems. Not the problem of my broken heart.
Yeah, we already saw this.
You're just happy to see.
Shut up. Okay, so I am going to... I'm also going to write a note that this goes to black and white. Alright, we already sent out the distress signal, so we're firing weapons at Boom.
Can someone grab the door?
Yeah, I got you. One second. I did ask through my notebook also. I like how it says stats for nerds. Alright. My pencil fell.
I was hoping you'd say that, Captain. I've been itching to get some payback on this wormhole for all the hell it's put us through.
But why couldn't I shake a terrible feeling clutching my heart? Pulling the trigger felt right. I wanted to do it. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I suspected that this would come back to haunt us. In the worst way.
Looks like that's that. You did it, Captain. I always believed in you.
Alright, we fired the weapons.
Hello?
Still pissed you attack one. Blame the dice, not me. I didn't want to attack him.
It's me, the wormhole.
Wait, what is a... Yeah, there's a tiny box Tim. Does that say Warford?
It's for you.
Alright, Captain. Yeah. War Stash was here. Yeah.
It's me, the wormhole. I bet you thought I was dead, didn't ya? Oh, I gotta admit, it was a pretty good shot. But when you shoot to kill, you better make sure they're dead, because they might just come shooting back. I'm coming for you, Captain.
Are we gonna die to a fucking wormhole?
Wrong number?
No, it's the wormhole. Oh! Did I blow up the ship? That's my friend excuse. He rolled in that one in medicine, trying to do CPR, broke the dude's rib, punctured his lung. Oh my god.
With a sucking whoosh.
Alright, time to put death. Okay. So then narrator comes in. Alright, narrator comes in.
In a swirl of blue energy, the captain of the Invincible 2 finds
I'm pretty
himself
sure I
back
also
in
spelled
their cryo
narrator
pod.
wrong as it was on my
The
computer.
captain looks around, slightly confused for unknown reasons. Eventually, they get on with it and pull the emergency release to free them from the confines of their cryogenic
I rolled a
prison.
1. I'm sorry.
Stepping out of the pod, the captain wonders to themselves, all you need to do now is go in here. Listen in a flat. There's no other way. You.
Which one did I choose before? Oh, fun. Alright, so we already did use device, so we're going in plan K.
What are you doing?
What's up, Captain? You got a plan?
No, no, no. That is not part of the story.
What is this?
Can't do that.
Self-destruction!
This is expressly illogical, and I won't have it. Where's my pen? Damn, my pen! Hold on.
What is that? Is that good?
That's not good. Captain, what are you doing? Don't do what I'm thinking. No,
The
no,
captain
no,
freezes in
no,
place.
no,
The captain changes their mind. What? Are you waiting for
Did we
me?
just destroy the ship?
All right, fine. The ship blows up, I guess. Unbelievable. You deserve what's coming to you.
Having fun, Captain?
What? Hello? Oh god. Alright, that's
You
another.
know, they say every choice spawns a new universe.
Why are you here? Hello?
And if that's the case, what kind of universes do you think your choices have been making?
What?
You haven't been working very hard to save your crew.
I have been through this twice now.
What's one choice among the infinite, you might ask? One mistake is not all. And it's true, not all choices matter. Some choices. Captain, some choices are everything. So, I'm gonna make this easy for you. I'm only going to give you one choice.
What?
This portal will take you right where you need to be.
What is happening?
All you have to do is step inside.
What is happening?
Don't you want to say anything hard about this, Captain?
Oh, well, now I'm not doing it. Step into wormhole. Oh my god, we're not stepping in the wormhole. We don't have the crystal, or it's not
Looking for
stabilized.
this? Oh, Captain, I can't say I'm surprised. You always were stubborn.
Damn.
But that's your choice. You always did have a choice.
You're
I just
good.
thought you might want to at least understand the choices you're making. Do you even know who you are? Do you feel like you've been here before? Or is this just history repeating itself over and over and over again?
This feels... Hold up. I finally see her name. fuck do I know her from? I was right. She was in America's Next Top Model. She was in Cycle 11. I was right. Yeah, but this feels... Mark stumped that. Alright, there we go. Alright, we got to another ending. Alright, so that's... I'm just gonna put final for that one. Alright, cool. We got another one. Did we do both endings for putting out the fire? Okay, so this one, we did not go through both. That's a 3, so we're doing the other put the fire out ending.
Captain, I know you faced...
Alright, this is the Wake the Crew. Which I'm pretty sure is both with both.
Got a plan, Captain?
Yes.
Oh yeah, good idea. Gunther should be able to
Also, I was right. The lady is from the Next Top Model,
Yes,
and I'm really proud about that.
I heard you had a little problem on your hands, Captain. Well, I've been through hundreds of battles, fought through hundreds of traps. A few rogue drones.
And I'm really happy I remember that.
Do my best if you think I'm the right person for the job.
Well, not my first choice, but the captain is the captain. So, Mrs. Whitaker, we need you to get in the asteroid.
No, I'm not married anymore, young man. Care for a cookie?
Sure. Would love one. Appreciate it. Miss Whitaker, we need you to get in the asteroid defense system and fix it.
Why? Well, when the captain tells you to do something, you best well get it done, I always say. And there's no problem a plate of cookies can't solve. Hello, dearies. Care for a cookie?
Did I just kill an old woman? I just killed an old woman. I just killed an old woman.
Warning, large object on collision course with ship. Brace for impact.
Alright, that's another death. I'm pretty sure this is the glitch one. So I'm gonna put glitch wake crew.
Software update complete.
Oh, we are breaking reality.
Job's done? Job's done, Captain. We did it. What did we do?
Asteroid defense system online.
Oh. Oh. How did we get here?
Warning, coolant leak in cryo.
Oh, Captain, we move! Okay. Well, Captain, I guess we gotta fix. Do you remember what the problem was?
Okay, so it's just fix it from the outside or wake crew.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. CC knows the system, so she should be able to fix it. But I swear, if she starts questioning my designs again...
What stupid design's called problem again, Captain?
Oh, why, no, Dr. Kelvina. They did. But it seems like there's a leak in your coolant system, though.
Well, it's probably because you put a fusion reactor next to my cryo bay.
Oh, I put a fusion reactor next to your cryo bay because the magnetic field protects your colony.
Oh, no. Why don't you just put more glass windows on a spaceship, you idiot?
Oh, my, look at you. Nothing but
Oh my
skin
god,
and
the
bones.
old woman's back.
Would you like a cookie, dearie?
Please let me have the
There's
cookie.
a problem in cryo. Do you have any experience?
Oh, no.
Oh, the cookie.
Yeah, there's a leak. And
The colonists!
Yeah, this is
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we need to do something.
Mrs. Whitaker, it's very cold in there. You're gonna need some kind of protection. There's a coolant leak.
Well, it's a good thing that I brought my burnous.
Do not underestimate a powerful woman's strength.
What? Warning, colonist core temperature rising beyond unsafe levels.
Not to worry, dearies. Turns out there's a radiator right next door. I'll have those colonists Lordman toasty in a jiffy. We just turn this up. No!
That's another death. And we blew up the ship again. I love that.
Time to wake up, Captain.
Did we make it?
Paradox detected. What is happening? Oh god, we broke reality.
Good job, Captain.
Hi.
But what did you do? And why are we in cryo?
All in good time, sir.
What?
I said warning. Reactor overload imminent.
Okay, I guess.
What is happening?
We're not. Whatever. I do know that the reactor going
What,
to
we are
is
like
real
at
bad,
what,
so
death
Captain, we
like
gotta do something.
14 now?
We gotta do it now. Come on, let's move.
This fucking snake finger snapping.
Captain, you know how when you're in a dream and you're trying to run, but you can't get anywhere, and you feel like you're not making any progress?
Yes.
Kind of feel like that right about now.
Welcome to what we've been
Also,
going at
feel
for
like
the
whatever's behind
past
this
2
door is
hours.
gonna kill us. So, maybe don't open it. I'll defer to you. You usually have the
Make
plans,
the crew,
right?
because I feel like fix it from the outside is just gonna loop back to the entire thing.
Captain?
Bert, there you are. There's a problem in the reactor. You gotta get in there. You're the only one that can fix it. Go in there and save the ship. You'll be a hero.
There's no need to yell, dearie.
She's back.
You know I've had the strangest dreams lately. Must be something about that cryo thing you put me in. But oh my word, the dreams.
As my
Yeah,
roommate
we can
says,
talk about the
she's
dreams
coming
later,
back.
Mrs. Whitaker.
They're not the type of dreams I forget either. They linger like a shadow. And they don't go away when the day comes.
Ma'am, you're scaring me.
Makes you feel like you've been through all this before.
I have been through.
Do you understand, dearie?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we understand perfectly, Mrs. Whitaker.
I told you I'm not married anymore.
No, you didn't.
But these funny dreams aren't to be trusted. Oh no. They may seem nice, but they're not what they seem, are they? You can't really have second chances. Seems too good to be true. Right, dearie? Seems like there's a problem that needs to be taken care of before it gets worse.
Warning, problem in reactor is getting worse.
Funny.
Lucky guess, right, Captain? But don't worry. I'm sure this dream will sort itself out right quick. It's just a matter of finding the right answer. Right, Captain?
Warning.
Death. What the fuck? Are we just in the void? Oh my god, no, this is the beginning. This is the ending at the very beginning where like the thing cuts out and it's all just black. Holy shit, we're here. Oh my god, we're the paradox. Holy shit. You were right.
And so, the captain survived.
I'm putting this as
Alive,
void ending.
but alone. Despite the captain's best efforts, it seems that they could do nothing to prevent the demise of their people. Every cryopod on the ship was filled with naught but dust and darkness. No one to carry the light of humanity across the stars. No one to fill the empty halls of the ship.
Yeah, I'm putting this
No
as
one.
I'm always right.
Save for the captain.
Well, again, because this
Yet
is
the captain persevered in the darkness.
because this means this is the second time we're a paradox.
The ship was dead,
Yep.
but there were rations aplenty. The ship was stocked to feed an entire colony, of course, so the captain was never left wanting, at least when it came to food. The loneliness, huh? That was another story entirely. The captain did what they could in setting up a small distress beacon, but the gulf between the stars is vast. Vast enough to make even the speed of light seem woefully inadequate. And so, the captain spent the rest of their days eating tuna fish and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I fucking hate that ending called Rick and Morty bullshit. No, but the tuna fish and peanut butter jelly is a option that you can make in a heist with Markiplier. It's the zombie apocalypse ending.
By the light
Or
of a
it's the
small
option
blinking beacon
for a zombie
shouted
apocalypse ending.
silently
Yes,
into the
I'm
void.
surprised I remember that.
The last dying cry of the Invincible 2.
Oh yeah, no, this is 100% void ending. Okay. Go towards the light. Alright.
So bad.
Call emergency meeting.
How are we getting out of this?
Okay. Have we done both of them? No, we have not. Actually, funny enough. Taking notes. I have the timeline, like, note taken wise. So I haven't, so actually I'm gonna move this because this takes off where one of my check marks is. So this entire thing just goes black and white. Alright, so we still have 2 endings for this. So dice be good. We're popping it in reverse. Okay. So we already sent the distress signal, so it's just fire weapons.
I was hoping you'd say that, Captain. I've been itching to get some payback on this wormhole for all the hell it's put us through.
But why couldn't I shake a terrible feeling clutching my heart? Pulling the trigger felt right. I wanted to do it. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I suspected that
So
this would come
these
back
two
to haunt
endings
us.
are the same, it's just this one's in black and white, while the one regular would have
Worst
been
way.
just normal
Looks like
timeline.
that's that. You did it, Captain. I always believed in you.
Yeah, because now we're gonna get a call from the worm ship. Or the worm ship, the wormhole.
Hello? Uh-huh. 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 It's for you.
It's me, the wormhole. I bet you thought I was dead, didn't ya? Oh, I gotta admit, it was a pretty good shot. But when you shoot to kill, you better make sure they're dead, because they might just come shooting back. I'm coming for you, Captain.
Or did we do this?
Wrong number?
Oh, both of them are wearing... Alright, there's another death.
With a sucking
Yep,
whoosh
and then this
and
is
a
just gonna go to the
swirl of
narrator.
blue energy, the captain of the Invincible 2 finds themselves back in their cryopod. The captain looks around, slightly confused for unknown reasons. Eventually, they get on with it and pull the emergency release to free them from the confines of their cryogenic prison. Stepping out of the pod, the captain wonders to themselves if they are, perhaps, stuck in a flash of blinding light is transported to another universe. There's no other way. You must move forward. I can't do everything for you.
Hi. Where are you going? Oh shit.
Other way.
We've already been that way. I might as well
wisely done.
do the one we
I'll
haven't
see
done.
you up ahead.
Which is stepping into the wormhole.
Trust yourself, Captain. You have everything you need in the palm of your hand.
I hate you for that one. But if this resets me, I have to start at 3rd page.
I've been here before.
Wow. Finally made it.
Okay.
It took long enough. Come on, Captain. It's time to finally end this. That is, if that thing actually works. Guess I still have a lot left to learn about wormholes.
Is this just where she's gonna... Yep.
You do know how to use...
Alright, we've been here before. Alright, that's another ending. Oh. Funny enough, there it is. This was 4 years ago. This is making me feel old, man. Yeah. God, this fucking makes me feel old. Estimating May 2nd. If something comes out this date, I'll be at home, so I'll be able to do this as FaceTime. Hold up, that used to be 2%. If you let it play, it goes up a little bit. So yeah, if you let it play, it goes up by 2. That's all it is. Oh, I forgot about this one.
System offline. Error. Failsafes.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to do fixed life support. But then there's others that I have to go back through. Yeah. So I think this one is the one where you wake the like all the crewmates and they all wake up. Do you stream D&D? No, I don't. I do D&D the days I don't stream, because a lot of my friends aren't comfortable with like streaming and stuff because they don't want information. They don't. So yeah, they kind of are like private people. But yeah, so this is the last one of the main groups. So this will be the last ending for this, and then it's just going to be the Into the Light endings. Yeah, fair. So that one we're gonna have to... So that one we've done all the reverse. So now we just have to go through the distress signals, and then we're done. Because the, keep doing it, so keep fixing it from behind is the batshit ending. The glitch, waking up the glitch crew is the void ending, and then only sending Mark to do stuff is, just the only Mark ending. Okay, yeah, this one I was right, it's just wake crew.
Initiating Wakey protocol for Good to Be Goodison, head of asteroid defense system.
The B stands for bullet. I heard you had a little
I hate that
problem
that's
on
true.
your hands, Cap. I've been through hundreds of battles, fought through hundreds of
And
traps.
wait, and then there's also
rogue
the,
drones.
there's also that, and
You're
then
gonna
there's
get
the,
the best
don't open the door. You have to go through. It's just not on the first, yeah. Yeah, there's the open the door, and then the don't open the doors from that. No, but I can post all of the Google Docs we have into my D&D, which are very interesting to see. They haven't updated in a while.
Challenge. Hey, you feel that? It's getting kind of cold in here.
Alert. Coolant leak in cryo.
That is no good, Captain. I gotta go check on ADS. Good luck with that.
He casually just walks back in, which I think is hilarious. I just stabbed my hand with my pencil.
core temperature rising. Irreparable harm will occur if the colonist's stasis temperatures continue to rise. Manual intervention is required, Captain.
Oh, wait. Oh, shit. There's multiple. Oh my god, wait. This is new. Oh god, I was not paying attention. So this is the first wake for crew. Alright, this is new in development. This one I actually have to roll for. So have you seen it more? I've seen them being offline in my chat because Wayward likes to be a snitch, but I've not seen them in a while. They also changed their name on Twitch too, so we're waking the crew. Oh, yeah.
Initiating Wakey protocol for Celsi F. Kelvina, head of cryogenics.
What stupid ship design caused the problem again, Captain? Oh, where's that idiot anyway? Let me guess. He found out the hard way that glass windows in space don't exactly mix.
Also, Mark isn't with us, I just realized. Mark isn't here.
Honestly, it's probably better this way. Someone has to put the lives of the colonists first, and it looks like it's gonna be me, as usual. I got it.
Alert, colonists.
Captain, come quick!
Warning, reactor core.
Colonists are safe, but we got bigger problems.
If you would let me finish,
Do not apologize for not being in my streams. Do not apologize. It makes me feel really guilty. It's fine. I understand.
By the captain and head engineer.
People have like.
I mean, Mark's dead. Doesn't that give me a promotion?
I'm sorry, but
wait,
the
Mark's
previous
dead?
head engineer has assigned you the lifetime ship role of, which does not allow for direct promotion or any upward mobility.
Moron!
I was just about to say, wait, I haven't seen Mark. He's
Bert.
fucking dead.
Get him down here to fix that reactor right now.
Crew with the role of officers are not allowed to make demands of the captain.
Okay, so there is multiple different things for this one. Cool. So it's wake crew or blow it up. Actually, I'm gonna switch this around because it's starting to get crowded in my notes. Okay. Dice, do not let me do an explosion, just wake the crew. Oh my god. We're back on the luck. Oh, rip my internet.
Initiating wakey protocol for Bird.
Yeah, do not apologize.
Alert. Reactor output stabilizing.
Imagine taking
safe
notes
levels.
in YouTube D&D, but not actual D&D.
Bert, did you just...
I don't take
Job's
present
done.
notes, but I have notes.
Well, I'm sure
That's just because I'm a DM, so I know a lot about my world. I have notes, I just don't take notes in game.
Well, Captain, it seems like the situation here is stabilized, but we still don't know exactly what went wrong. Something must have gone sideways in the wormhole. Too bad Mark's not here, because he could figure it out. Well, as it stands, the rest of the team and the Corps should be able to help you figure things out.
Also, I made an entire, book for my class.
Oh, and Captain...
about my world and
Thank you
characters.
for saving
So
us.
do not tell me I don't take notes when I do. It's very rushed because I didn't finish the goddamn thing.
Whether it be next year, my vision is not false. This much I know is true.
Class. For my first campaign, I played 2 rogue twin sisters, named Andrestia and Anaya. The reason I played 2 characters is because the person who was supposed to play one of the characters pulled out last minute, and so my DM didn't want me changing my character's background and story, so he just gave me the other twin. my other...
If anything goes wrong, we can detonate these
my old
explosives
character
and
in my
separate
current
the warp
campaign
core
was
from the
a
rest of
Echo
the
Knight
ship.
fighter, but
I've
she
yet
betrayed
to
the
meet a
party and
problem
now is
that
currently
can't be
working with
solved with explosives.
another bad character, even though our main character is a queen from my first campaign. And now I play I forgot what class, but I'm an artificer, who's already fucking up trouble. Because my character does not believe in the gods, even though the gods are very real, and we have now just learned that there are some gods that are active in our campaign.
My God.
We're stuck in a goddamn wormhole.
Yeah, some of our characters are active,
Hold for now, but who knows how
but
long
in the
that's gonna
funniest way, that they're just in different bodies. So yeah, it's very interesting.
Event Horizon
Yeah, but
protocol
my
activation
fighter, whose
successful.
name was Clark,
Ship is free from the effects of the wormhole.
has accidentally killed one of our party members and then has literally burned the body to cover up another kill from another character.
Although the loss of the warp core meant that the Invincible 2 could only traverse the stars by conventional means, it just so happened that the wormhole dropped you in a system with a habitable planet. A planet that seemed even better than
So
the
this
one
is,
that
I'm gonna
Markiplier
call this
found.
the
You personally led the
good
scouting team
ending.
down to the surface, always leading from the front. Together, you established humanity's first colony among the stars. You spent the rest of your days shepherding these people, your crew, your family. You were the one to break ground on the first new building of your glorious colony. You were the one to deliver
my
the first
characters
baby born
are
on
demons.
another planet. You were the one to teach that baby all through his life because no one else could do it as well as you. You were the one to grow all the crops because no one else could
Yeah,
be trusted
my
to do it but
Naya
you.
and Adrestia
You
were
watched
half elf.
over
Well,
every moment
Adrestia was a
of
half
every
elf.
colonist's life.
Naya was a half elf,
grew
half
old
shadowling, which is a homebrew class that we made, which are basically
A fair trade
people
in
who are
your
made with
And
like
on your
shadow
deathbed
type
surrounded by
abilities,
loving friends and
so they can
family,
like hide in
you
shadows.
rested
It's
easy
very fun
knowing
to
that
play
the
rogue with them.
colony would live on.
Yeah, Clark was a
But not that
changeling, which
You had
was
this
a very
lingering
fun
suspicion
experience.
that the
Now,
moment
especially
that you
since she's
passed
a villain
away,
and is
everything would
chaotic
turn to
evil,
chaos and everyone
they're
would
gonna
die.
fuck up our life.
Oh well.
And especially since they're working with someone who can literally probably murder most of us. That's gonna be entertaining. And this is a spoiler alert for any of my. I was planning my first 7 sessions marking in Spain. One's Mexico, one's having a study for university, one hasn't been. All of the bands, so it's either reschedule or a one-person party. I would reschedule. Yeah, I would definitely reschedule because that's happened with us a bunch of times where it's like not all of us have time to make it. So usually, if it's majority of the party cannot make it, reschedule, or just have it go on hiatus until you know everyone is good. But yeah, because that's happening with my campaign. A lot of us, it's mostly on hiatus unless this week I get a confirm from everyone. But yeah, go towards the light. So for this one, we actually have all the distress signals, so we're good for that one.
Okay, come on, let's jump in again.
No, because this one
What's the worst that could happen?
this is just a continuous
Die.
loop for jump in. Like, you do not break out of it. So you play online or
Yeah, you're
tabletop.
probably.
I play online. So we just hop in on we all hop in with Discord with a YouTube with our DM's face, but he also has like a window open so we can have YouTube because all the music playing bots are broken. Alright, so 6. Your boy's back. I almost hit attack. Don't attack.
You choose now!
Well,
One,
oh, okay. Hey.
two,
Oh, hey, what? Please, I want to live!
no,
No, thank you.
Your boy's back.
no, thank you,
Wug. It's Wug.
no!
So yeah, this one we are actually almost done with.
Okay!
Yeah, we just have to go back and do the backup and blow it.
Fingers! No!
Gladly. It's the best moment.
Change mine.
I forgot I wrote an entire page in Elvish.
Extra.
I'm like looking at this now, and I'm like, I actually spent time looking at a D&D book to write Elvish. And I broke my computer.
Log.
No, oh, cool.
Button. 1, 5, 1, help.
Thank you.
1, happy help. Always.
Wug, thank you.
Thank you.
Great. But, how does that help us exactly?
What? Oh, bad. Wormhole people, help. Arrival. We here. Go in peace.
In peace?
Oh, I was like, why did I put 2-part men? I was like, oh, it's 2-part mention. Alright. Here comes that girl. Again, still can't get over that's Ethan.
Thank you for visiting the Universal Stability Agency, the last line of defense between order and chaos.
Plug screaming is a
Hi.
mood. Yeah.
My name is Mark. I'm a human from Earth. We come in peace. We have a big problem. There's a giant...
Your crisis has been documented and will be addressed in the order it was received. Thank you for trusting the USA and have a wonderful day.
So we wait? Do we wait? Okay. All right. Let's just have a seat. Could I squeeze in here just a real close?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Everyone does not like Mark.
Hi.
And they think he's ugly.
Okay. This has been a weird day, Captain.
Actually,
we've had a lot of weird days, but this is definitely...
Isn't there the, There's another ending we didn't get, and that's the one where it's black and white when we get here. We didn't surrender. We gave Mark the signal, I just realized. I didn't write down another one.
Very
I'm just now looking. I was like, wait a second. I remember there being another option I didn't do.
No, I didn't make a wormhole. Come on. No, I can't go back there. I can't breathe.
Hi. I love the little pause. Alright, so I have to go back to the black and white and go back to this.
Must have been talking about some other wormhole, but just in case, let's not talk about any wormholes. Hi.
Hello, humans. We come in peace. It is a pleasure to meet you. It is a pleasure to meet.
Oh, it is a pleasure to meet.
Yes.
Yeah, I just realized one of my things
Pleasure.
overcrossed.
Pleasure.
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 No, wait, this is... Ha! Human customs, am I right?
Yeah.
Please come with me.
Oh, yes. Where?
Oh, my office. Please have a seat.
Oh. Lovely office.
Well, first things first. Congratulations. You made it out of your solar system. Wow!
Yeah, thank you.
Of course, of course. Now that you're here, we just have this teensy little problem that maybe we should address. This is your ship, correct?
Oh, yeah. That's my ship. It's my pride and joy. The Invincible 2.
Oh, I just love that name. You have the most adorable ships.
Thank you. I mean, it's our ship, actually. This is the captain, so technically they are in charge.
Oh, you're in charge. So, this ship is your responsibility. Okay.
Sadly.
Which means that all decisions for this particular vessel come down to you?
Sadly.
Great. That is so great. That is really, really great. So then this... so many. This. Oh, nope. This is your wormhole?
Yeah, that's ours.
Worked like a charm, too. Actually, worked a little too well. Like, we can't seem to figure out how to turn it off.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Wow. That's awful. That is really quite bad.
Oh,
This
man,
is gonna be
telling
painful
us
because I know
we've had
this route's
so many
fucking
problems from
long.
this stupid wormhole.
Yeah, we sure have too.
Yeah, so I have to go back to the booth because I didn't see
we
that.
we really need you to tell us how you made it, so that we can turn it off. It would be really great if you could just tell us right now, because we need to turn it off pretty
Awkward.
much immediately.
I know, but I don't mind because I know the way how to get there pretty
well,
easy. It's just the fact that I know this is gonna be painful.
You're gonna laugh. We were just, up in space. Space. Space.
Because that one, because again, I
it
can
was
just
floating.
skip through the video.
I don't
Well, this
know
one
how
I
it works,
can't.
but I plugged it in.
But at least.
Wormhole. Crazy wormhole.
Oh fuck! I have to go through. Actually, wait, no. Because if I do the back it up and blow it, and that just takes me to the beginning.
Wow, that's...
It's pretty easy.
It's really incredible.
Yeah, well,
1, 2,
you should see what happened
3,
to the first Invincible. I mean,
4,
actually, now that I think
5,
about it, I
6,
don't think anyone saw what happened to
7,
the first
8,
Invincible.
9,
So you're
10,
just to get the story straight.
11,
You're telling me
12,
that you were lying around and you
13.
found an unknown.
Yeah, I have 13
wormhole
deaths
generator,
so far marked.
and you decided to turn it on.
Which
No,
I know there's
no,
a lot
I got
more,
it.
but there's some I haven't marked.
So you turned on a generator.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. I'm pretty sure now. No, cool.
Wherein you created the largest,
3,
most destructive
4, 5,
wormhole that the universe had ever seen. Do not put that in your mouth right now.
Large, like, on the record. Like, seriously? And most destructive? Take that, Oppenheimer, you old sack of shit.
No, shut it down. You need to shut it down right now.
Well, I mean, this feels really familiar for some reason, but we came here for help.
No,
Yeah, there's 13 deaths.
No. We help races just getting started. No,
Upward
it starts off
mint.
with
I
like
have
this.
it.
It would take
Fuck it. I'm
thousands
gonna
of
eat a
years
mint
to
now
put
just
something
because you
advanced.
mentioned that. I
Tell
know
me how you made it, and then you need to shut it off.
Well, I don't know.
Shut it off. Shut it off, please, for the love of God. Turn it.
The fuck? Hi, pretty lady.
Touchy things, wormholes, very tempting.
Hi, you're pretty. Stop shooting Mark. No, we're gonna shoot him.
An expert in that department. I can help you shut it down if you.
Hi,
let
you're
me
pretty.
Poke around in your warp core. Sound fair?
No, hey, it doesn't sound fair. No, you probably just killed that nice lady, and you're a criminal. You're just gonna
She's
steal our tech.
pretty.
What? Yeah, we saw you getting arrested when we arrived here.
And so were you.
Well, that was a misunderstanding. We would never steal anything.
Do you want my help or not? Because the way I see it, both of you are stranded here until some other wormhole expert helps you out of the wormhole problem you got yourselves into.
Well, it's not up to me. It's up to the captain.
Why is it even a decision?
Because the captain's in charge.
Hi, why was your
that's
arm
why.
missing? Take a mint. You need
The
it.
choice
Hi,
is literally you get the help you need or you die.
I think she's
You know
a
how many times we've faced
cyborg
that
because you can
exact
hear her
scenario?
voice get
We're
slightly
not
robotic
impressed,
sometimes.
Criminal.
All right. Alright, so don't need help and need help. Please help us. The dice hurt the prayers. The dice hurt the prayer for the help.
Of course you do. And I am more than happy to help. Let me see your hand.
Mark's like losing
This
it.
is a portable wormhole generator. Takes a lot of juice to tear holes in the universe. I have never seen a warp crystal like that before. You'll have more of these on your ship?
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Loads more.
That is wonderful. Now, you two aren't as dumb as you look. And just like that, we are off to the
Damn, okay.
races.
What does that mean?
If that thing is the real deal, you'll see exactly what that means in 5.
send.
I'll be damned. We made it.
I haven't been getting this good of rolls.
You guys were flying around in this thing?
Well...
Alright, we've already been here.
Do not. You're the boss.
We've already done this, so don't open the door.
Probably a good idea, Captain. Called a hunch, but I think that might have been a trap.
Agreed. The sooner we go, the sooner I get off this ship.
Oh, but you guys, I swear that I can take you straight to the warp core. It's a couple extra steps, but it's pretty much the quickest bet.
What? That's new. This is completely plugged.
Good to see you again, Cap. You know, I've been thinking, we need a little change of management around here. See, after you were abducted, I got to thinking, who got us in this mess in the first place? And I think it all comes down
I'm gonna get shot
to
by my
bad
own
leadership. Now, I tried to play it your way. I really did. I tried to get to the warp core best I could. I jumped into a wormhole full send. There's no escaping this.
Mark.
Not with you in charge. I can see that clearly now.
We're just gonna start chanting Mark's name. Mark, 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 Mark.
Step down as captain.
Mark, Mark.
And let somebody with the guts to do what it takes run this ship from here on out. Well, what do you say, Cap?
Mark. All Mark's fault.
You willing to do the right thing?
Oh my god. I did not think this was okay. I just spelled colonist wrong. Colonist and backup. I feel like if I do colonist, we're gonna die, so let's hope for some backup. We're gonna die.
I am thinking of the colonist, Captain. But the question I gotta ask myself is, were you? Were you thinking of them?
Alright, that's
when
death.
you were out there having fun? Were you
this all over
thinking
again.
of them
Yep.
when you abandoned us? Were you thinking of them when you destroyed our ship? Are you thinking of them right now? What's that? Some special captain's thing?
I'm counting this as a death because it's like... Where are we? That's new. What?
Over here, Captain.
What?
Yep. The futility of what you asked me for is laid bare. To quest upon infinity is to be drawn ever deeper into the tides of madness.
What the fuck?
Recognizing the inadequacies of the human mind, I merged my psyche with the computer in an attempt to find a deeper understanding of this quandary in which we find ourselves.
Unless this leads me to the ending, I think I'm going to.
I did find sorrow. For we are cast adrift against the web of the infinite. Hopeless souls worn dull against the waves of eternity. All will be consumed by darkness. But in darkness lies salvation. I have modified the reactor to create a singularity that will collapse unto itself and take the wormhole with it. Though our ship will be destroyed, so too will our suffering.
What line is the newest
Do
line?
not
Is
try
that
to
line?
change my mind, for I have touched the fabric of reality. I have drunk deep the knowledge of infinity. You are but a mote of dust against the mountain that is my mind.
Okay, so this is all just Bert think of colonist and blow it. Okay, I want to do Bert think of the colonist because we're gonna have to probably. I got a 4 out of that. Waves of Eternity. Gotcha. Alright, so, it's colonist. And, actually, no, it's colonist and then blow it up.
Acknowledge. One moment, please.
Calculations complete. Colonists have been thought about. Initializing black hole.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Wait, goddammit. Oh, no. There's Celsi.
And going. And going. I'm gonna put the ship in stasis, Captain. I'm gonna put everybody to sleep. It's much better than this endless looping nightmare that you and Mark put us in. But don't worry. If you were
Who's
to
calling
leave
me?
this room,
One
it
sec.
doesn't
Someone's
matter.
calling me.
I've rigged up the whole ship to be one big cryopod.
Who the fuck is calling me?
I want you to sit back, relax, and accept it because
there was no copyright.
This is for your own good.
It was not my mother. Funny enough, oh shit. Funny enough, I just got a payment from Twitch. Or, don't blame us.
this is for your own.
Fix it from the outside. Oh my god. Okay, so these are all just the same things, like, mentioned. So I'm not gonna go back for these. So the colonist and, fix eye outside. Alright, come on. Be a 2 or a 4. That's a 2. We can
Think of the colonists.
continuing.
I'm the only one who's been thinking of the colonists this entire time.
Oh my god.
You, Captain. You'll have a better chance in the pod.
Oh my god, it's frozen.
Sometimes the best decision is for things to end. Just take a deep breath and relax.
Hold the fuck up, is that Illinois? Okay, I'm gonna skip this until...
Mummy. Sorry, friend. I don't have time for your ancient curses. Doesn't...
This is Illinois, who is an Indiana Jones-inspired, alter of Markiplier's. That's why I'm really excited.
How handsome and or beautiful you used to be.
A man seriously just said, fuck you, I've dealt with this shit enough.
Sweet dreams.
Oh, cool, we fucking froze to death. Wait, can I go back?
Acknowledge.
Hell yeah, I can.
Where are you going, Captain? There's no other way.
Lol.
We stuck moving forever. Don't say I didn't warn you.
I know this, and I frankly don't care. Fucking Theet.
Wow. We finally made it.
Hello?
Come on, Captain. It's time to end this. That is, if that thing actually works.
Wait a second. This is new.
Isn't that what this feels like?
Wait,
Up
what?
Against the last boss, and you get a moment to breathe.
Okay. God damn it. Ah!
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we? Yeah.
I did not sign up for this to be so
You know
long.
how to use that thing, right?
No.
Unfortunately, they do.
Okay.
Don't you, Captain?
Alright, this one we've already done. Hold on a second.
What? What did you say? Captain, hey. Captain, where are you going? Captain, we gotta fix the ship. We gotta save the colonists. Captain, we came all this way.
I was right.
You got to feel it.
No.
Meet Wilfer Wortsmat. Fuck, I don't know how to say his name. My brain is like struggling, but yeah. This is William. This is the man who went insane and will actively try to shoot you, but he cares for you.
No, that's bad. I know why you're here. You're looking for an Easter egg. No,
there it is.
Wrong.
And he breaks the fourth wall.
Go back to the main story. You're gonna find nothing here. Our meeting is in part 2, which is not
it's a
now.
part 2
This is
mention.
part 1. Turn that butt around and go back. It's a great scene. Well acted too. That's right. Go. No. Don't give me those puppy dog eyes.
Please.
You're no chica.
Fucking sane.
You're not gonna find out now. So turn around and get out. Why do I have to be so strict all the time? People just don't know. No. Go. Get to the ending.
You can't tell, but I'm smiling because I'm really happy to see him.
Wow. Finally.
Yeah, we've seen all this. Fix it from the outside. Bert, think of the colonist. Alright, I'm just gonna do this.
What? Such crude thinking cannot avail you, but also don't do it.
Reference to Heist with Markiplier.
Oh, Captain, there you are. The warp core.
Death.
Finally. Solve the problem.
Hey, what did you do?
Hi.
What is wrong with this ship? You did something
I
wrong.
want into the dance party.
Wormhole problem. We just need to solve it.
It's a wormhole. No, it's not.
He has his own thing where it's literally just a dance party.
Captain, a little help here?
You blew us up. You just decided to just. It was a perfectly reasonable decision.
Well, not right now, but do you remember dying, maybe?
No, I don't remember dying. You're not supposed to remember that.
Hey, is it really dying? It doesn't count. I remember.
There's cars screeching outside and I'm really
The
annoyed.
Captain remembers. We've been shot, stabbed, blown up, beaten,
Panic attack,
eaten.
Pog. Sadly.
I remember the first time when we jumped through the wormhole. I mean, I didn't die before that, right? Captain?
Wrong person to ask.
Do any of our choices matter? Does anything matter?
No, because we all just go to the same ending before everything is reset.
Have we been here before?
Not here. We haven't. I should be going back to the 3.
Yeah, of course.
I should have done we haven't.
Makes sense.
So you've been
That
hard
makes
charge.
perfect sense.
Hey, Captain, look! It's the warp core. We made it. I knew we could do it. Took long enough, though. Unless this is one of those doors that's trying to kill us.
Okay. Alright, final. We haven't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alright, this is also another final.
Makes perfect sense.
Cool. Okay. So these are all finals. Alright. Think of the call.
Yep.
Actually, this one we've already done. Call for backup.
What's that? Some special captain's badge?
Yeah. Wilford, mother-loving, wharf stash. What happened if you don't hurt Wong? This is the path where we don't hurt him. This is basically we go to the lady at the beginning, or not the beginning, we go to the, America's Next Top Model lady. Yeah, this is basically the path. This is just another fucking final. Okay. Final. Okay. Don't open the door.
If you say so, Cap.
We've done this one.
Yeah, good call, Captain. Not gonna fall for that again.
Okay, it's the same final as before. Am I speedrunning these? Yes. So open the door. Speed through this. Don't open the door.
Captain?
And we've already seen this one. Yeah. Welcome to me speedrunning. Okay. So I'm assuming all of these just go to the finals. Yeah, this is the don't attack. You basically just end up in her office.
Well, that was it.
Really, you get the help you need, or you...
We don't need your help.
You heard the captain.
Okay, this just connects to... This just connects to here. Okay. We're actually done with that one. Huh. I have a hard time paying with all this time bull. Yeah, that's understandable. Alright, how did we get here? Fix life support. Wake crew. Call for backup. Wait, what? Wait a second.
Don't worry, Captain. I found something that should protect me from the cold.
This is a Henry Stickmin reference. That was a Henry Stickmin joke, and I love that.
Yours. I'm elevating at the thoughts about.
Okay. I'm gonna go back for this one. Because there is a... So wake the crew up. There's another one. Justin, bitch, we're gonna get copyrighted because of this. I don't care. I don't care, because I can just unlist the stream and Wayward can make a YouTube video out of it, because there's YouTube videos up.
I'm gonna die.
Blow it up before it blows you up.
What are you doing? Captain, I just... No! Captain, no!
You see? We're stuck in some kind of time.
Okay. Okay, cool, so we die.
We are currently years into our journey. Coffee is en route. Current ship status is...
If there's YouTube videos, we ain't done it.
Captain, something is very wrong.
This is new. I was about to be like, is this time Mark goes crazy?
Fire extinguished. And the life support is gonna fail.
Alert. Life support systems failing.
Captain! I don't know how I know these things, but it feels like I've been here before. Is this a dream? Is this deja vu? I don't know. And then the ADS is gonna go.
ADS offline.
There's gonna be a leak in cryo.
Leak in cryo.
And then the whole reactor is gonna go kablooey.
Also, I got copyright striked yesterday, or I got my VOD muted yesterday because the FNAF monologue.
And what's weirder is I
This
feel
is
like
a
I
fear-
fixed all these before. Evening, right?
Oh my god, no, I don't want to do these. Please don't. Must be a dream.
Oh, Captain, this isn't a dream. No, I thought that too, but it's too real.
Oh, this is another ending.
You have to believe me, Captain. It's real. This is real. It's real.
Alright, I'm hearing
stream
this
was
the Mark
certainly taking
Insanity
some
ending.
interesting turns, and what a dream it's been. So far be it from you to end it
9
prematurely.
p.m. It is 10
You
p.m.
watch
for
with
me.
glee as Mark runs frantically to and fro, fixing various problems
Oh
that
my
seem
god.
to be
Okay.
plaguing
So
your
yeah, that's
ship.
why I'm speedrunning this,
You
because
the
I want to go
warp
to bed.
hallway to observe the swirling miasma of chaotic madness that blocks the path to the warp core. You hear his desperate pleas that something has gone horribly wrong with reality and laugh even harder than before. You're still laughing while Mark activates the Event Horizon protocol that will blow up the warp core hallway and send the ship sailing off into the void.
Yeah,
Eager
so we're
to see where
gonna
this
so we're
dream
gonna
is
do
going to
the
take you next,
oh, I
you
just put it
wave
on
goodbye to the
wrong one.
swirling blue wormhole. Your ship drifts for a while, but as with most dreams, things shift.
Yeah, we're gonna
pretty
do that
quickly.
one, and then I'm gonna
You stumble
do
across an
the
alien.
Mark.
An alien! What a dream! They make contact by immediately boarding your ship and taking every single crew member and colonist on board as their prisoners. Apparently, they're alien poachers who are on the hunt for fresh blood for their gladiator pits. You go along with them for the fun of it and are swiftly brought to some sort of desert planet and
We're gonna
shunted
watch
into the
the
waiting
stream and
rooms
go
below
watch
the
the
fighting
VJ.
pits. A crowd roars out for blood
Hey.
somewhere above you. Their screams rising and falling with the fight.
Yeah, we're
currently
almost
taking
done.
place.
I'm
Someone must have
gonna
won
like
or lost
zoom
as the
through
crowd
some of these.
explodes in cheers, shaking the walls of the cell you've been placed in, or something like that. What a vivid dream! While the rest of the crew weeps or sobs or begs or does
Star
some
Wars.
combination of the
Feels
three,
like it.
you find yourself idly perusing the weapons that have been laid out before you. Eventually, they come to drag you to the pits, but they needn't bother. You already know how the fight will go and step out onto the sands of your own volition. It's your dream after all. Your opponent is huge. A great muscled beast bellows out
Isn't
a
this
challenge
technically
that
Mark's
shakes
dream?
the foundation of the arena. His enormous weapon dripping with the fresh
Oh,
blood
that's a
of his
tooth.
previous and apparently pervious opponents. Time seems to slow down as the axe whistles towards your neck, and you find yourself smiling. People usually wake up from a dream right before dying,
Oh.
and to be perfectly honest, this particular dream was getting a little...
Shank. These narrations are 100. Alright. We're not gonna go just yet. We're gonna do... I believe you.
You believe me? You believe?
Alright, this is Void ending. Where did I put Void ending? There it is. Alright, so that's Void ending, thank God. Go towards the light.
Right door.
Call emergency meeting.
How are we getting out of this?
Reverse.
You just have
Send distress signal.
We haven't.
Yeah, it's... Okay, so this one was... put down weapons. But I'm gonna do this one again because I don't know where this ended up.
You okay, Captain?
The colonists under their care. Now we get to the...
Okay, this was the narration one. So this just ended up back here. Cool. Alright. Yeah, this is the last one.
Stupid.
Put down your weapons. Alright.
Oh,
This one is crazy outside. I also have like sort of wind.
Whatever you say.
You too, Captain.
Alright, this just I think goes to the next page.
Perfect. Now follow me.
We are at weapon. Yes, we are.
Big jump.
Usually works.
I love how she's still Lady Demetrius. It's so funny to me.
I've got it.
1, 2, 3.
Damn it.
He didn't even jump. Mark, jump.
But Mark is just a tool. Yes.
I apologize.
Oh.
I just have one question for you two. How did you make the wormhole?
Hey, whoa, easy, lady. There's no need to be so.
So you confess. You are trying to destroy the universe.
Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. What's to you? Well, actually, wait, no, we aren't. The only thing we're trying to destroy is ourselves. And once we're done doing that, we're getting the hell out of here.
Oh, you really expect me to believe that you two just accidentally created the largest, most destructive wormhole the universe had ever seen?
You did.
One that is growing larger by the second.
I love how they're wearing a
It
hat.
threatens to consume every universe ever in existence unless you shut it down.
So there I was, caught between a rock.
Funny enough, this is the end. It just wraps around to the others.
As terrifying as it sounded, I couldn't help but be proud of the thought that I, the greatest investigative engineer in all of history, had found the device that would create the largest wormhole the universe had ever...
This is not something to be proud of.
No listening in on my monologues. That's against the rules.
Barbaric idiots. You have no idea what
Hey,
you've
he's an
done. Now
idiot.
the universe could
Ooh.
Whoa, hey now, I ain't here to cause trouble.
She looks pretty.
I just heard there was a bit of a wormhole-related issue that needed fixing.
Yeah, because then it just teleports us right back
bit of
to
an
us getting helped by her, and it's just gonna be the...
All right, okay.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the
We'll
doors.
hear ya. It was hideous, disgusting, twisted beyond words. The
Hey.
most revolting example of an alien you could possibly imagine.
Hey, she's
As if the ugliest
she's
phantom
beautiful.
from my most
She's
depraved
very
nightmares
beautiful to
decided to
me.
put on way too much makeup and...
Do you want my help or not?
Maybe.
This here is a portable wormhole generator. Takes a lot of juice to tear holes in the universe. This Jim, you got your palm here. Oh, that there's a slice of something special. You two go on and take care of your warp core problem, and I'll just tag along and take a few of these crystals off your hand if you got them.
No, she's very beautiful
Now what's
to
in
me.
it for us?
What's in it is that you don't get arrested and put in a box for the rest of forever.
Still not convinced.
It's a good thing I'm not asking you, ain't it?
In
my line of work, you see a lot of stupid things, but in the galactic race to the bottom, these
I don't have that
humans were
damn rent,
already
Mrs.
lapping
Doherty.
everybody else.
She doesn't understand that cases have been a
flaw in
little light this
intelligence for
quarter,
races
and it's
breaking
been
out
tough
onto
to
the
make ends
galactic
meet.
stage.
Be
But
that as
now
it
I
may,
see that the
I still
bar
prefer
can
the
go even
warm
lower
company of
than it
Mrs.
already
Doherty
was.
over
Okay,
this
we're just gonna
tragedy
press
of
it.
Best the
alien
galaxy
standing in
has
front
to
of me
offer,
right
then we're
now.
probably already doomed.
You did this, ain't what you do.
I'll be damned. We made it. You guys were flying around in this thing?
Well, she's seen better days.
It kind of smells like octopus. Okay, yeah. It's the door.
How to do your job.
Yeah. So that's the end. Let's see if I actually get copyright striked. If it happens, I'm gonna be very sad. Neat. Who is alive? I'm gonna go browse. Who is live? Who can I go bully and raid? Someone's doing a subathon. Oh, someone, I was like, ooh, someone's doing like starting a cult with their videos, or maybe. Yeah, their stream just ended. Okay. Alright, someone's doing private game with viewers, so let's do that. Just so then you can go hang out with someone. So raid. There we go. Bestie, please. Alright. There's all the socials except for YouTube because I'm too lazy to add it at this point. I might as well be honest, but there's YouTube. There will be a video up in like a little bit. Actually, probably. Yeah, probably. But yeah. You will probably see me tomorrow where, I don't know, I'll probably be streaming Genshin again. Either Genshin or I'll do another one of these multiple branches for Markiplier. But yeah, I will see you all later. Bye bye.